Welcome to Outlaw Radio on a Monday night, live from the basement. It's your man, 50 Grand, Kevin Barnes. I am the mouthpiece of the movement, the militant with a microphone, aka the Negro Whisperer. Welcome to the show. I'm not alone. I got my partner with me, my longtime co-host, Mr. Carter. How you doing today, brother?
Hey man, I'm peaceful, grateful, all that good shit today. You know what I mean? How y'all doing out there? Welcome to Outlaw Radio, where we talk that talk and we definitely walk that walk, raising vibrations and elevating thought. Y'all better come on in. I'm trying to tell you, I am the black woman lover, the black man's brother, the coach and teacher, the hood healer, the ghetto witch doctor. Hey mama, there go that CMOS, man. Hey, look, more for the other dudes, and vitality. And nature turn herbs and supplements. Y'all better come on in.
Yeah, man. Like I keep saying, if you're not supporting black business, what are you doing? What are you doing? What you doing? Like, I mean, it's got to be about us doing for us. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Mr. Carter. A pleasure as always to have you here. I see Dion in the chat room early. He says, "Come on, man, where everyone at?" Dion just get. it's just we're actually on time, Dion.
Hey, so, did he post that? Look, it's 5:29 on that post. It ain't even 5:30 yet.
Is it 5:29? Please don't tell me.
7:30, my bad.
Okay, 7:29. So yeah, he was waiting, man. And there's a chat room obviously involved with the show. There's also a number attached, which is 262-202-5131. 262-202-5131. Like I said, man, I'm just happy to be back. We go from Wednesday, and then we don't come back on until Monday. So then we do Monday and Wednesday. So it's 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time until whenever I cut the machine off, or whenever the conversation really. And sometimes the conversation just gets discussed wholeheartedly. So it's like at a certain point, it's like, okay, we can stop talking about this shit now. Like, there's no innovations. There's nothing, groundbreaking coming out of a continuous conversation about the same shit. You got to refresh your browser. And as a person of color, a foundational black American, if you will, this is entirely the platform to do so, regardless of what you've heard. The conversations conducted on this show, blessings be to me, are just organic. And they just flow, and it makes sense because it's what we actually are talking about. Like, what's important to us? If you watch television, if you watch broadcast news, and the problem with the media now is that it's conglomerately owned. It's corporate. Like, the mainstream news doesn't provide you with any kind of real information you need to know. They'll talk about certain situations, but they won't tell you the twos and fews. Right? They don't put paint where it ain't. And we can't depend on them to, because it's money driven, and it's just a flash. It's just But if you really want to be informed, you got to get down to the nitty gritty. So you need grassroots understanding, which is what we are so blessed to provide on my platform, right? Ewok in the chat room. I see you, Ewok. I see you. Y'all hit us up, 262-202-5131. That's the number. It's Outlaw Radio. I do ask that you share the show. I mean, I don't really request much. I just want you to share the show. That's all I want you to do. I want you to put this in front of other people, in front of their eyes and their ears, and say, okay, well, tell me what you think. And then whatever constructive criticism they provide, you can shoot that right back to me. Right? Let me know. Let me know what y'all want to hear, because I want to talk about things that y'all want to talk about. Right? Sometimes I have to, it's like I said, Wednesday night, we're more topical, so it's a little bit more pointed. But even in that, I will start at point A and people will add elements to it, and then we'll end up at point EFGHIJK right? Is that a word? Just one word? HIJK. That's what black people say it. Like black people, white people say 5, 10, 15, 20. Black people say 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
It
So
is.
it's a whole different thing, man. It's dangerous, but it's lit. JC Terry, Rock. I see you, man. I see you. Love you, Rock. He says, white on
What
white
up,
crime
Rob?
in Palestine. Yeah. Oh, come on. Like, yes. Yeah. This is where you're going to hear that kind of conversation in regards to that conflict. Not all about rah, rah, rah. Oh, let's get these fundamental terrorists, these fundamental Islamists. We're going to talk about, well, what's the root of the conflict? Talk about somebody moving in your backyard, talking about, well, I don't know how much you paid for this house, but this shit is now mine. So you got to move out. But don't be worried. I got somewhere where I'm going to put you. You be like, the hell you preach. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Shout out to Mama Jenkins. Shout out to Mama Jenkins. Mama Jenkins made me a cake for my birthday. A 7-Up cake, I believe, was delicious. Very good. I like, my mom has been gone for a long time, so I don't get those kinds of treats like that. And my mom say, yeah, I baked you a cake. Come over here and get it. So shout out to her. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all the love y'all give us, Kamar. They on the low key, they rock with us. But the thing is, people act like they don't want nobody to know they fuck with Outlaw Radio. It's like, I kind of like that shit, cuz, but shh. I don't know what they waiting on. They need to get in on the ground floor. How was your weekend? I know you've been busy, but just run us through it.
Man, my weekend was dope, man. My weekend was dope. Friday was dope. Saturday, well, I had a long haul. I call them long hauls when I got a lot of stuff to do. I had the winter farmers market that morning, you know what I'm saying? It was dope, you know what I'm saying? I had a ball there, then I left there, went over to the Sherman Phoenix. Baked Dreams had a grand opening in the Sherman Phoenix, so it's another restaurant opened up in there. Listen, Tamisha, that's who did it. Tamisha, Baked Dreams, man. She brought the city out for this opening, man.
Okay.
She brought the city out, and after it was all over, we was all there still, like a few of the owners, and we was just talking about how much that helped us all. You know what I'm saying? Just her opening and her bringing the city out like that. It was dope. You know what I mean? I went over to Jay Riley's spot, Jamila Riley, went over to her place, man, and it just looked like some locusts came through and snatched all that, got all the earrings and all the jewelry and stuff. Like he was naked in there. She was in there working, trying to reload. You know what I'm saying? They came over by me, man, bought up a bunch of smoothies, a bunch of teas. Like, man, and that hot elderberry sea moss tea, man, they was going crazy for it over there, man. But yeah, man, shout out to Tamisha. Shout out to Tamisha at Baked Dreams. You know what I mean? She had a grand opening. The grandest opening is what she called it. The grandest opening. So make sure y'all get there and come support her, man. Come see what she got. She got some good shit for y'all. Some good food.
Yeah, and shout out to Eagle Eyes Security LLC, who's our sponsor.
Shout out to Eagle Eye. He pulled up on me also.
Yeah.
Friday, I believe that was. He pulled up on me.
Oh yeah, it's happening, man. It's happening. Y'all be on the lookout for Trigger Happy TV. Shout out to Eddie Silas, who got Prolific Arms on South 60th, the only black gun store owner in this city. Friend of the show, a fellow outlaw, if you will.
What's going on, man?
It's popping, man. It's popping. Real, what it do, man? You better late than never, I guess. What's happening with you?
Yeah, man. I got 2 sick kids over here, man. I just had to get them situated and make sure my lady was good before I came down here. So I'm gonna see how long we can politic just in case.
I don't know how many times I gotta say it, man. Call me, man, when it's a problem in the house like that, man. Call me.
They just started. We get
that package together. You know what I'm talking about, man? We get a package together for you over there. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah, I'll tell you, real is real, because that man came to see me when I had COVID and dropped a big ass bag off on my porch. I took everything in the bag because I was just like, I'm sick. I'm gonna die. And I was straight. Like my wife pitched in with
like old boy on the living color.
Man, I just every day I'm like, I gotta take my
Yeah.
elderberry, gotta take the sea moss. I was just
Yeah, and I thought I was good trying to keep him up on the elderberry gummies and the vitamins, but yeah, just as I was getting ready to come down here, one of them crying talking about her head hurt, and the other one crying talking about his stomach hurt. So I had to make sure my lady was good before I got down here. So I
No
gave him
doubt.
some Tylenol for her head and a little ice pack. We gonna see how that do.
give it up for a real black father, man. Come on, this is what we gonna do.
Absolutely.
I got say, I
But
ain't
yeah,
got
I'm
no
gonna
homeboys
need
who don't
that
take care of their
vitality,
kids.
fam. I'm gonna need it.
Yeah.
Who the fuck said black fathers don't be black fathers?
Right. Man, watch your mouth. I got the capo. I got the capo with me, but once again, now he's in the car tonight. I don't know what he's on. I got to see what he's on. I tell him, let me know when you want to come on the show when you stable. But he continuously is in the drive-through at Wendy's doing Outlaw Radio. What's poppin', Sean Moore?
Say, man, I'm out here working, man. I'm out here working, man. I'm out here working. I just left meeting with a family, man, that, going through some things, want some justice, man. Or I would have been stationary. I apologize for my location and lack of
No, you don't even gotta
brick and
apologize
mortar.
because you said it. You said you working, so I can
Yes, sir.
appreciate that. There ain't no
Yes,
apology
sir.
needed for that. I know you didn't been at Potawatomi and shit, just going in on the slot machine talking about, yeah, I'm live. We like, well, hold on, man. You could have just called in today, right? So no, that's cool. That's cool. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing? How was your weekend?
I woke up, man. I'm shit. I got up this morning, so I can't complain about the weekend, boss. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Shit, real talk.
Even if you did, who would care? Because I know when I complain, don't nobody care, right? Like that's why I don't complain. That's literally why I don't complain. Because people like, man, nobody give a fuck what dude about. So listen, welcome to Outlaw Radio, man. It's live from the basement on the Monday night. I got the Witch Doctor. I got my boy Fonzarelli, and I got the Capo of the Streets, Sean Moore. And we got to start the show off. We got to get into the shit, as they say. We got to get into the shit. But I want to say, so last night, and I don't know, I got to figure out the proper, and Real, you can help me with this. I want to say Reverend, but he's Bishop Cedric Daniel.
Yeah,
Bishop.
out of there.
Hold on, Sean. See this? Calm down.
My bad.
So, because I want to give him his just due. So Real, it's
Yes,
Bishop,
sir.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah, he was Bishop Daniels. Yep.
The Bishop.
Okay.
Bishop.
And so when you look at this, right, we go from the rooter to the tutor on Outlaw Radio. Here's a man who represents the Church of God in Christ, and I always talked about, okay, well, the church should be a very integral part of the community, meaning it should create, based on the funds that it generates, it should create opportunity and resources for his parishioners. And so he, like, as far as his ministry goes, it was tremendous, right? Like different businesses, different initiatives that he established through his ministry. And I don't want to even get into, because I know we talk about, well, there's the when they got the faith-based initiative money through President George Bush, and basically said, well, we'll make sure we get you black voters for Republicans. And so the faith-based initiative money, if you're out there and you know anything about it, if you know how it's governed, please don't hesitate to chime in, because one thing I won't do is lie on a dead man. I'm a lot of things, but I'm not a liar. And so there's that. But I just think the mark he was able to establish in showing that here's a ministry, let's empower ourselves, let's do what we need to do. I have to give him credit, and I have to give him much respect, and that's just man to man. So I want to say rest in peace to him, and prayers and condolences to his family. And I see a lot of people. I've never met him. I never, you know what I mean? So I want to give him his prayers and condolences. Now I want to give you a chance to react, Real, because I know you were a Kojic member, so you know more about what he was doing than I do. So I want to give you a chance to reflect on this.
He was in a different district. He was a bishop of a different district. But I had family who went to his church, so I visited quite frequently. And actually, he and my family were close, so I've spoke to him. You know, he came to their house. You know, I've talked to him a few times,
Okay.
and he was decent people from what I remember. You know, and decent people, and like even with my family, when he did do the other businesses, he made sure to start hiring within the church. So like I had an auntie who was like administrator at HR Academy. Who was a teacher at HR
Sound
Academy. I had
okay.
cousins at the Boys and Girls Club that he had. So like from my perspective, you know, he hired within his church, and a lot of my family got jobs from the things he was doing. HR Academy, the Boys and Girls Club,
Okay.
all that stuff.
Okay. Tight. Sean, you
Yep.
reacted early, and I know you're a foot soldier, so I want to get your reaction from this too. So I want to give you a chance to pop your spiel.
You know, I listen, man. You know, I ain't gonna say nothing bad about nobody who passed. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. You know me, man. Shit. I met the brother. I was in jail. He had a ministry. He used to come up there, man. You know, I've never had any ill interactions with that man. Hearsay, but me personally, I ain't got nothing against that brother, man. I wish his family some peace and pray that they find comfort in this. I'm not gonna speak bad on the dead man though. That
Yeah.
ain't never did nothing. Ain't never did nothing wrong to me. So,
But also, Sean, give it up for a black man who, regardless of what people say, actually did something.
yeah. I mean, you know, hey, listen, man. I will say this, KB, right? Regardless of what others may think, you know what I mean? He did some stuff, man.
He
You
did
know
some
what I mean?
things. He did some
You
things.
ain't gotta like it. You ain't
Right.
gotta agree with it. But he
Change the channel.
fucking did it. So
Change the channel.
yeah.
Yeah, and you know, we talk all the time about, okay, well, I don't want to be with somebody who's just talking about it. I
Right.
want to rock with individuals who say, nah, this already in the motion. We're getting this done. Let's get the people together. Kamara, I want to give you a chance to react to. You're of the community. You're from the community. What do you think about this? What's your reaction when you heard the news?
I didn't know him. You know what I
Okay.
mean? I just want to say condolences to the family. You know what I mean? And everybody close to him. You know what I mean? But I didn't know.
Caller, hold on.
Okay.
We do have a caller. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Daniel, calling from Milwaukee.
That's the brother I was telling you about, KB.
Okay. So give me a second, Daniel. Give me a second.
Okay.
Kamar, did I cut you off?
No, you didn't. Okay. No, you didn't. I was just saying I didn't know him, so you know what I mean. I don't know how he passed or nothing, you know. So I just want to say condolences to his family.
Okay. Yeah, and big ups, man. You know, job well done, as they say. I mean, I always say it ain't what you do, is how you do it. So you know, you're always gonna have detractors. You're always gonna have people who speculate. You're always gonna have people who maybe know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody who know you, and they said that they cousin told them that they auntie who used to work with his niece, who was his cousin's baby daddy, they went to the same elementary school together.
Sounds so silly.
Right. They're gonna say, oh, I heard he was gay. Like, oh, really? Yeah. Oh, okay. I see you in the inner circle type shit. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you got to learn to dismiss all of that stuff and look at what a man has done and look at what he's accomplished, right? And say, you know what? I'm not going to focus on his shortcomings. I'm going to focus on his strengths. That's something we need to focus on as black men. I got this young brother on the phone. Sean, you did what Sean does, which is just inserted himself into it. I got a podcast. Come on my show. I'm pretty sure that you told the brother.
That ain't what I told the brother. I said my guy.
When I tell the story, when I retell it, I'm gonna say Sean said. I got a podcast.
No, you're not.
I am. I'm. That's how I'm. when you hear from somebody else, they're gonna say, Sean Care told me you just be doing your own thing. Like you got your
I
own.
do be doing that.
See,
But
I ain't
I'm
lying.
respectful. This
Yeah.
ain't my shit. I just be on the motherfucker a lot.
Well, I kind of feel like you the type of individual that feel like if you own there, it's yours. Shout out to
Sometimes
my cousin Mariah. How you doing? He from Capital. I already know how you Capital niggas get down.
you know how we get down, my nigga.
Mike, big homie. What it do, man? What up, family?
I'm glad Mike on here too. He need to hear this shit.
Yeah. So my brother, I want to give you a chance, and I'm speaking to the caller. Introduce yourself again. I'm sorry, because I know I cut you off, but it happens. How you doing tonight?
Oh man, I'm good, man. I'm glad he actually invited me to call though. This is, I like empowerment, man. When you can hear brothers, you know what I mean, sharpening iron, as they say, amongst each other, man. I like that.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah, I keep the young niggas sharp. You know what I mean? I keep the young niggas sharp around here, man.
Well, welcome to Sean's show. Welcome to Sean's show.
He didn't tell me it was his show. He just said he got a brother that had a show that he wanted me to call.
See,
Sean
Moore
Moore featuring the Outlaws. Go ahead. What's
that sounds good though.
Man, it's all good. As long as we can get the help that we need, hey man, you can call this show, hey, Merry Christmas.
Yes, sir.
As long as we can get in these communities and where our people at, man, the help that's needed from these officials that we elected in office.
Yeah, I want the truth to be told, but please say Outlaw Radio. Don't call it Christmas. It's called Outlaw Radio.
Okay, Outlaw.
Yeah, my brother, tell us what's going on. Like, bring us up to speed.
I mean, even tonight, man. I talked to Sean earlier. You know, I was giving his name by a couple different resources. You know, and then even since I've talked to Sean, I don't know if I even got a chance to call you back, but like 2:30 this afternoon, District Attorney Griffin, he calls me back from the message that I left him last week, and he calls me. He says, I got a lot of phone calls today. So I guess after, I don't know what you did, Sean, if you did anything, but he calls me and he says, I got a lot of phone calls today regarding this Marvin Keith Smith guy. And I'm saying, oh, you did? He said, yeah, to let you know reason why we're not pursuing this case. And then he starts giggling. So I'm like, wait a minute, man. Hold on. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is not a funny matter. My mom and I, life was threatened. Our house was shot up by this guy that you guys was responsibility of. He was on probation and parole, and he shot and killed 2 people, and then he shot my mama house up. And then you on this phone laughing, talking about you're not pressing charges because this is 10 months old. Hey man, you need to get yourself together, man. And then he says that he never, or his office never received any of the paperwork from the police department, as though no incident reports were ever filed for this incident where this guy shot my mom's house up back here in January. And then the DA finally, after all this time, finally calls me 9 months later and 10 months later and says, he's not pursuing this case because he never got anything about it until November 5th. I said, well, that's not my fault.
Well, hold on. I want people to know what's going on. Sean, what is this? What is this in regards to? Because I hear
so I got the call today from the brother, and his mother's house had got shot up after she called the police to complain about this young motherfucker out there with a gun at the vigil, making people move around. She called the police. You know, she's a mother. She's an elder. She got the right to be safe. And the police come with the Department of Corrections, come to her house, take a statement, then go across the street to the dude's mother house and tell the mother that, well, tell the shooter's mother that they looking for him, and the little brother who on the phone that his mother is making a statement. After they leave, some time go by, dude tell the little brother that he gonna do something. Then he shoot the house up. And the police ain't did nothing. District attorney ain't did nothing. Department of Corrections ain't did nothing. They lowered his bail from 5,000 to 1,500. He got about 4-5 pistol cases, a few bodies, and he about to get back out.
Yeah, my fault, man. I didn't know that the whole story. Yeah, man, my fault. Yeah, just to really kind of lay it down. And so just to give you a synopsis real quick. So in November of 20, this guy, his name is Marvin. Marvin in 2020 was arrested for whatever reason, some kind of case. He gets out on probation and parole. He's on probation and parole in November of 22 when the first incident happened. So just to give you a timeline. So November of 22, this guy allegedly carjacked someone, and then we see him riding around in the neighborhood because, we from the hood. So we see him in the neighborhood, of course, all the time. He's riding around the red car. Apparently, this is the car that he carjacked. So this is November. Come December is where he allegedly killed 2 people. He killed Teddy B and Naisha up there at the gas station on 107th and Donna. Then from that incident is where they had the balloon visual release in the neighborhood on Cherry. So when they're getting ready to have the visual, this guy comes out the house and tells everyone, no, y'all move that shit around. Y'all not having that shit on this corner for that nigga. Y'all better move that shit around. Take that shit down the street. He's doing this while brandishing the firearm. My mom sees it. It's during the daytime. My mom sees this going on. So she called the police. Like, hey, man, he ain't supposed to have that gun out there. Why is he doing that? He out of order. He shouldn't be making them move around. Anyway, long story short, she called the police. The police with the Department of Corrections comes out the next day, dude. They don't even come out the day she called. They come the next day. When they come with the Department of Corrections. They come to mom's crib, me, my mom, my sister, we all here. She gives them the statement. She tells them what happened, what he did, describe the gun. They then leave off my mama porch, go right across the street to his mama porch, go over there, stay for a couple minutes, then come back to our house and say, well, yeah, he wasn't there. Maybe mom will turn him in later. She turned him in before. But if you guys see or hear from him or anything, that's and then they'll let us know. You can go refile the restraining order or blah, blah, blah. But anyway, basically played that off. So then here it comes 2, maybe 3 days later, he comes to my mom's house on the porch with the gun on him and tell me to my face, yeah, yo, nigga dead because of me, nigga. Yeah, you see Eddie B, nigga, that's me, nigga, that's my work. Linnell, nigga, he dead, nigga, that's my work, nigga. And you next, nigga, if you don't make this right. Yeah, I know your mama sent them motherfucking people over there, nigga, but I'm going to tell you something, nigga. I know you love your mama. I don't give a fuck about mine, nigga. You better make that shit right, nigga. I'll tell you, I'll be back to see you. I said, man, you better get the fuck off my mama, put that dumb shit, nigga. You think you tough because you got that pistol, nigga. Yeah, it's all good. Get your punk ass off from over here. So we get to argue. Mom comes to the door. Y'all get out of here. Get off from over here. Don't come back over here. That was around the 18th or whatever. Here it comes 4 days later. He comes back. My uncle answered the door, said, Moosey called me on the phone, said, Moosey just left him over here with the gun on him and said he was looking for you, whoppity, whoppity, whop. I then go to the police station, tell the police station what had happened, what he said, describe the gun. Man, them people didn't do a thing. The very next night, that same night, rather, this is the 22nd of January, that same night, he shot at 1:30 in the morning. My mom get 13 bullet holes shot through her house. The police come out, they take the statement, whatever, whatnot, and never processed it. Never did anything. They put us in protective custody for a month through the department, through the DA's office and Shanty Hamilton, but still never even, according to the DA, they never got any paperwork or anything saying anything regarding me or Marvin. Now, this dude has 2 felon in possession charges while he's already on probation and parole. He don't clock 2 felon in possession of firearm and 3 injunctions with, restraining orders. And he was supposedly a suspect in a double homicide. And then he shot a girl on 59th and Center. They all these incidents, the police were called. His name was given, and still nothing happened.
So
and then he goes to court.
Let me ask you a question. So with all these offenses, you said he's currently incarcerated, correct?
Correct. He's currently incarcerated because in April of 23, he tried to be smart. He revocated himself because he had just beat up his baby mama or something to that effect. So he tried to be smart, revocate himself. So the Department of Corrections gave him 8 months on the revocation. And then he went to court on the 30th of October for a bail. They lowered his bail from the $5,000 to $1,500, even after he caught the new cases from me, mom, and everybody else.
So okay, because I'm trying to kind of get this into a bottleneck. The problem is this individual has been reported, like there's been reports made to the police department because he was involved in some homicide and a lot of shootings, a lot of menacing
numerous times.
And your mom ended up getting the house shot up because she performed her civic duty in calling the police, and MPD to this point is telling you we can't really provide ample protection, and you're saying the district attorney said, well, we don't even have charges on this dude, so I don't know what you're talking about. Now let me catch my chat room. All right, let's woosah for a minute. It's Outlaw Radio on a Monday night live from the basement. Mike is in the chat room. He said you know how it goes, bro. People always want to share the bad and overlook his good in regards to Bishop Daniels.
Yeah.
He says, you know how Sean be acting, right? Because I was talking about Sean, how he moved.
I ain't know he had no bad vibes going about him.
Yeah, well, you know, Kamar, that's a conversation
we ain't
probably
gonna talk about that one, Kamar.
Hey,
that's a whole other show, bro.
That's what I was saying. Like, I don't know him, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm not, you know, I'm gonna assume people out there are smarter than a box of rocks, right? Like, so because I know people out there, and I know people who listen to Outlaw Radio tend to be
which church is that? Which church is that?
It is
Holy Redeemer.
Holy Redeemer. It's the big dog.
That's that one on Silver Spring?
No,
yeah, on 35th.
Yeah. It's the big dog.
Hampton.
That's the big dog. This is the Daniels family who his
Burger
sister
King and all that shit.
Okay.
His sister sits on she's part of the, but it's a Milwaukee Black Huxtable situation. You know, Black Boule. Stephanie Bowles, shout out to Stephanie Bowles. It's been a while since she said David Ruffin when I said Sean Moore featuring the Outlaws. Mike says, Sean, I need you to call me after this. So make sure you hit the homie up.
I got you, bro.
All right. Mariah says, wow, did you file a restraining order? We'll get to okay. All that's been filed. She says, so how were they able to place you in protective custody without paperwork? Good question.
Exactly.
My whole point.
Right.
So that let me know that the DA's office is playing games, man, because even throughout this whole process, I have been asking him, like, what's going on, man? Is he getting out of jail or what's going to happen? Because if he gets out of jail, he already said he was going to shoot mom's house up. He did that. We from the hood, man. Don't nobody claim dead bodies, man. He claimed he killed Ted. I believe him. So now my mom, who's left in the middle of this mess, is a 65-year-old woman who did her due diligence by saying, hey, I see this guy across the street. I know he's a known felon. He's out there waving that gun. He's making everybody move around. He's acting all wild and crazy. She called the police because they say you see something, you say something. So she said something because she seen something. It had nothing to do with me.
Okay, and see that the point has been made, because when we talk with law enforcement and the powers that be about crime, they say, well, they keep saying to us, we need for you all in the community to cooperate with us and be more responsive and let us know what's going on. And this is the same argument, because we had this argument, it was years ago when MPD was accused of not protecting individuals who would testify, because the young brother who had testified and then they came and killed him at his family barbecue. This was years ago, but they've been accused of this. Mike Williams said he sounded like he working with them people. And look,
man, that's what I said. Right. That's what I said.
When there ain't no paper trail and you obviously have done things to be on paper,
right?
It only says that you might be an operative, right? Not an operative. Dion said you keep playing with him. He telling you what he did to Ted, bro. And you know
Deion Free.
and you know what type of nigga Ted is, bro. So you better stop playing before he make you a t-shirt. That's what Deion says. Chat room. Shout out to Deion, man.
So correct. So that's my point. So listen, so y'all leaving it to do street justice? So you know what I'm saying? And it's like, what about if I'm at work and this guy come and do a kick those? My mom in here and what? You know, he come and finish her off. But at all this time, we try to get prevention.
Right.
Right. We're trying to get prevention. We don't want y'all coming after the fact and then, oh, well, you know, he reached out for help and this is no one did nothing. Now it's too late.
And shout out to your boy Ashanti, who you said Ashanti. This should be something that Ashanti and them should be doing proactively because I thought that they were the eyes and ears on ground zero in the community.
Come on, man. We're not going to play that.
And that's what he told us when he came to us. They call crime prevention. I said, well, I thank you, Mr. Ashanti Hamilton and Colleen Smith from the DA's office, you know. But what they did was they did their 11 days and then left us out there. Well, I'm sorry, ain't nothing else we can do. There's no more funding. Hey, you know, I'm sorry. I said, so what about my mom? So we tell her she should have never called the police.
Funding?
So hold on, man.
Well, no, they just had $300. They just had $3 million and they had only spent X amount. The money should be there. You tell me they ain't got no what? This is stupid.
Man, they gave us 11 days. The churches kept us afloat, bro.
Hold on.
I'm out here at the hotel with my 65-year-old mama, and I sold my house, man, trying to get my mama from down here and all this other kind of foolishness, man. It's just horrible, man. And what if this was Brookfield, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Absolutely.
Because ain't no way you're gonna tell me that a black woman, 65-year-old, see a man with a gun, get threatened by this man with the gun. He carry out what he said he was going to do, and then there's no accountability for it.
Go ahead, Sean.
Now we left to fight the gang members by ourselves.
You know, man, people get on me, right? Because I'm adamant about crime violence prevention, violence reduction, and the lack of that in our city, right? I'm gonna die preaching this. But like you said, you know, Kamar said they had a surplus, right? We've spoken about this several times on this show.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now we have somebody, and he didn't tell me this earlier. So, you know, I'm just hearing it. And it kind of pissed me off because to hear something that you have been sharing over and over and over for years, that this man was a horrible fucking alderman. Personally, he might be a great person, right? But when it comes to,
seemed like a cool dude when I met him, right?
Yeah,
it wasn't like, oh, he's small.
Directing shit and leading. You know what I mean? Solving issues and problems, that's not his field. And he got promoted after one failure. And
Sean, hold on.
They changed the name, KB.
It's not all just on him, though. It's not just all on him, though. Because
I know it's not.
The Milwaukee Police Department has a very big role in this as well. Because
the police,
without
the
question, all of this. That's what I'm saying. So we got enough to blame him for. I don't want to hang it on him all by himself.
No. I was gonna make my rounds. Yeah, I was gonna make my rounds. I was gonna knock on all the doors.
Sean, we don't got time for you to get all the way to Madison. Let me get my chat room because
I was gonna knock on every door. My bad, Ashanti.
Mandela Barnes.
It made you look bad. My bad, Ashanti.
And then they want to kill Tom Cruise. Hold on.
My bad, Ashanti.
She said, "Good evening, my Outlaw family. Let's make it do what it do."
Hey,
Bishop
Mom.
Daniel developed that whole rundown area off Hampton. My sincere condolences goes out to him and his church family. And need family. She said, need family and church family. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He actually, that's a decrepit, deserted part of our community that used to be an industrial kind of corridor where businesses were flourishing over in that area. There were white people all over the place on Villard and Hampton when I was young. It was factories over there, warehouses, all kinds of stuff. And then it just fell, crack. And then he came in. That building where the Boys and Girls Club used to be was for a long time Milwaukee Wire. It was a factory. There were people worked at.
Yeah.
And it went away, and that building was decrepit, falling apart for years. Revitalization. So you can't do that to people. Like, I know how we are. Like, we're emotional.
We're not doing that, KB.
Well, no, there are a lot there. I speak to the people who exist on the other side of the fence. And so they've reached out to me and said, well, KB, you know, this, that, and the third, and that, and the woo, 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 and da. And that's why I made a point of saying he did procure the faith-based initiative money, which provided a financial platform for his ministry, and he used it evidently to develop the community. I don't have a problem with a brother like that driving a Benz, living in a mansion. I don't look at him as, he poverty pimping. I say, nah, at least he kicked some of it back. It wasn't all administrative fees. Mariah Johnson said that that brother y'all talking about is definitely on somebody's payroll. A said, man, they do not care about the North Side. They got the motherfuckers who killed my little brother in a halfway house on some other bullshit when motherfuckers got him telling on himself. Tiarsha says Valerie Daniels is Bishop Daniels' sister. She owns Burger King and the Captain Hook restaurants. He had Holy Redeemer Church on 36 in Hampton and an apartment and school. He was trying to build apartments on 31st and X. Yeah, he got Bishop Creek. That's what I'm saying. We ain't gonna allow no solitary banging on no single outlaw. Like, I'm not going to support nobody who's going to say something negative about this man at this point, unless you can prove that he violated somebody's rights or unless you can prove that he done something illegal. I could care less what he done when the cameras wasn't on.
Man, dude was the bomb, man. Dude, Daniel's man was the bomb, dude. Did you know, like, he lost his son 2 years ago, that one dude, he killed himself, right? But a lot of the children that he was even fathering, dude, wasn't even his biological children. Dude taking care of a whole bunch of people, man, wasn't even his.
Yeah.
That dude was awesome, man. They had my auntie's funeral at his church when my auntie got her own church, and he allowed them to have that funeral over there, man, for free.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's nothing but respect for that man on here, right? And you give a man his flowers. I didn't know him, so I've never met him, so I people say you should have gave him to him while he was alive. I didn't know it.
Yeah, man, he's doing a lot for the community, man.
They said they only want to get a motherfucker after he retaliate because the police ain't worth a shit. And it's also two birds with one stone. Tiarsha says tell him to get a restraining order and that is licensed to take care of business at her house. I mean, listen, we could talk about strapping up and all that, but who really want to do that? Right? Like, do I really want to just have to
65-year-old mother?
Right. I want to go
out
man.
That's the thing.
And to me, it's a ploy to pull me back out into the streets, man. I don't did my time in them streets, man. I got a lot to live for now, man. A lot going on in my life, man. I own a whole business. I employ young guys every day, man, and teach them the trade, dude. I own an electrical shop.
That's what's up.
So I get little guys out, young cats out the street, man, and I teach them how to be electricians, man.
Okay.
I'm giving back to my community, man, trying to help some of these cats. But hey, man, at what cost do I gotta lose my life?
I want to say to people who say all this snitching and this and that. Well, see, I'm not snitching on you if you come on my porch and say you did this and this and that and that. I'm like, snitching, motherfucker. It seemed like you was willing to tell a story to anybody who was around. I'm not snitching. Let me see.
Straight up.
And not only that, man, but if you ain't in these streets, you ain't snitching. You a citizen.
You're not
snitching.
Man, these cats, some of them don't even know what snitching means, dude. If I'm involved in the situation, then it's not snitching. Snitching is when you tell on something that ain't got nothing to do with you, man.
It's a lot of parameters to it.
See, but at the same time, snitching is when you live in a street life. Snitch, the word snitch is just a street term. If you ain't living that lifestyle, you know what I mean?
You'll never use the term.
Right.
She said, why did the police tell her name when she reported a crime? I thought it was supposed to be anonymous. I think this is more him saying, I'm thinking this is more from what I heard with the story, is more him saying, no, I know who told. Like, I know who told. And usually in your neighborhood you live in,
No,
But
no.
he just said the police went and told him who
Yeah.
did it.
The police told him?
They
The
left
police told
from
him.
his mama house, went across the street to the shooter mama house, and told her that they looking for him for this. And she say right the fuck, and then went back across the street and said, well, we just spoke to his mother and she gonna turn him in. What the fuck?
Correct.
Wow.
Y'all knew what was going to happen after that, dude.
Right. Ineptitude that is
So
finest.
what's the message here, man? Do you
y'all
tell the
know he a
elderly all
shooter?
over the city of Milwaukee not to say nothing when they see something?
That's why black people don't trust the police, and that's why they don't say shit when the police come through and say, anybody say anybody, I ain't seen shit because you ain't finna protect me.
Right.
Mike Williams said Bishop Daniels was a giver to the community. He was, and a developer of the community. And like giving is one thing because I can get some food and some clothes, but when I build buildings, when I open businesses, when I say we opening our own school, to me that's taking the bull by the horns. When I say, you know what? Because what's the thing we always say? Why do we trust our oppressor to educate us? Why do we trust our oppressor to we think that they're gonna save us, or they're, it's gonna be Black People Day, or they did extend Juneteenth a couple blocks south, I guess. So we can I don't know. I'm meandering. She says, hey, can you put a name? She said, this is my cousin. She said to my brother, can you put your name and info in the chat for the electrician trade? My son is interested.
For sure. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people know me, man. I've been here a long time. So, like I said, man, the most disgusting part about this whole situation is, like I say, it's two people that have lost their lives, man. And the one lady, Naisha, young lady, 5 children, man. What do you tell her children, man, when you got this guy who's claiming to have done it, and all the police say is, he's full of shit. He didn't do that. We know he didn't do it. Well, if you know he didn't do it and he said he did it, then who do you got in custody for it then? Who do you have as a person of interest for it then?
Or have they had him in custody? Have they had him in custody and questioned him? I mean, it's one thing to say we know he didn't do it, but it's another thing to say, no, we already arrested him and we investigated and he's not a lead. And I'm not saying they're accurate. I'm just saying at least have that in your back pocket instead of saying, well, we know he didn't do it. How do you know he didn't do it?
Well, there's people who have seen the video and they say that's him in the van.
Okay. Wow.
So, I just keep saying, man, there's some kind of accountability held for someone, dude. You dig? Whether you call it snitching or you got, because if I was here, I would have told him, no, you ain't got to call the police. Don't call the police. Let them niggas do what they gonna do. But my mom's trying to do the right thing, and it backfired. And now everybody's sitting around waiting on somebody to die or this dude to get back out of jail and finish the job.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
So that's the anxiety that my mom has, that every time I leave the house, she's scared that if I'm going to come back or if this dude going to get out of jail, is he going to kick her door open and finish the job? Because she say she should have never called. I hate I called him, baby. I'm so sorry. I said, no, mama, you did the right thing. Don't feel bad. You did what you were supposed to do. Don't feel bad about calling the police because you saw this idiot outside with a gun. And that's terrible now because she believed in the system. Now she don't call the police. So that's the message we're going to send to everyone. What about the churches that's on the corner or anyone for that matter that call the police and looking for someone to do something about something down here in the hood where they don't X us out? Leave it for us to deal with amongst ourselves. And then they come and pick up the pieces. That's not right, man.
A says, thank you, Kamar. It ain't snitching if you live in your life as a civilian. What Kamar called it a couple weeks back, he said occupational hazard, right? Like if you live in that life, you know what come with it, right? Like you got a 50-50 chance. So you can't, ain't nobody crying over nobody who in the game. We start getting pissed off when it is a 65-year-old sister or a brother who's changed his life and is trying to transition from this kind of savagery. And then it's just this habitual line stepper. We call him urban terrorist, right? And he knows you gonna fuck my day up because your day is fucked up. A says, thank you.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Mike said, the police love to put us out there after they get help. We're Black and they want us gone, no matter how young or old. It's a total disregard, right? When you say, I don't want to have to be the one to say it, but damn, Black Lives Matter, right? Like,
Correct.
I never wanted to say that out loud, like Black Lives Matter, because I don't want to give the wrong people the right support. I'm just saying, like, this is the way they treat us. Like, oh, how stupid are you to walk as a cop? So one of those cops would have said, well, hold on. Hey, well, this is an elderly lady. Let's be discreet in how we do this, right? If this dude is a menace, why would we go right across the street and be like, yeah, you know what she told us? What the fuck? That don't make no sense.
You feel me?
She
It's
said
not about.
She said it's not snitching when you're reporting a crime because I don't want a murderer walking among me. Fuck that. I'm telling. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you live in a community, common unity, it's just stupid all the way around. Mike says, when did it change? If you take the case and they know your name and you were not the one who did the crime, so he said, so them from locking one of us up. I don't know if I misread.
So what he's saying is, when did it change? You know what I'm saying? If you take the case, you get in the case. They don't question if you did it or not.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If you go in and be like, hey man, I'm the one who did this and my boy didn't, he didn't have nothing to do with it, right?
Right. We got a confession. We don't need
that. You know, now, you know, you got somebody.
He couldn't have done that.
He confessed to several people, not just him. He confessed to a bunch of people, bro.
Okay.
And you said, oh no, he didn't do that shit. So are you the motherfucker that he working for?
Mariah says, she said, I stopped believing in the system when I was about 10. I repeatedly watched my brother and friends be mistreated. Well, you know, it's once again, as a person of color, it's easy, I should say, to be disillusioned by our relationship with law enforcement. We've even talked about historically, well, why we don't trust law enforcement, because usually the sheriff of the town was the grand dragon of the Ku Klux Klan from the start. So there was no justice to be had. Thus the term, ain't no justice, is just us. Mike says, when did taking a case and not being the suspect?
If you think about the bars on the district attorney or ADA Griffin, who had the audacity to even call me today with the giggling and the smirks, talking about how he's not even pressing charges. You know, to call me with the laughter, man, to me, it's a total disrespect. You feel me? Like, yeah, well, we're not gonna press charges and like, hey, man, it's not a laughing matter, man. My mom's life was threatened. My life was threatened. This dude tried to kill us, man.
Shut up. What?
See, this is
the city has a right to protect my mom, if nothing else.
Oh my God!
You would think they have a right to protect her. If they don't want to protect me, they definitely have a right to protect her. And then he says, when I'm asking him about the murder, this is so horrific. This is terrible. This guy says, this is my exact statement. I said, well, man, if y'all ain't gonna do nothing about Teddy, man, I said, y'all got to think at least about the girl, Naisha, man. I said, that lady had 5 children. She had nothing to do with nothing. She was caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. So are you telling me her life was expendable because she was with Ted? He say, this is this man say, well, come on, man. We know Teddy wasn't the most model citizen. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is Teddy we talking about. I said, so what does that mean, man? His life was expendable and everybody around him, life didn't mean nothing because it was Teddy and he had a checkered past? That means y'all not going to do y'all due diligence? He says, we're not going to use this as a platform to clean up you guys' dirty work.
Who's dirty work?
So what I need everybody to do, man, I want to start a campaign to get this dude fired, right? We need to call, first and foremost, we need to call down there, everybody. Have your mama call, your friend, your cousin, your baby daddy, your baby mama, whoever, and request that dude lose his job, man. Dude is prosecuting, right? He's supposed to have our interests at heart, our interests, our lives, and he making light of it. He minimizing it.
I think there's bullshit. A lot of people. There's a lot of people to be taken to task in this situation. Shout out to
He
Erica
first.
Hunt. How you
He
doing, Erica?
first.
She said, "What it do, Outlaws? How you doing, my sister? You got your text service going. I thought you was gonna put it in the People's News Network. We got to get caught up with that." Mike says he's working with them people. They protecting him if they're saying he couldn't have been this guy. Obviously, right? Like, yeah, he working with like, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Oh my God.
There's no paper trail. There's not one piece of paper trail. How is it that? So everyone knows that when there's a shooting, right? The police come out, they take pictures, they leave markers for the bullets, right? They came out to my mom's house, they took pictures of all the bullet holes, they left markers all over the place, they took statements. So that means there was a police report made. So how does the DA say, man, we got nothing for you against Marvin at all with your mom or anything? All we got down here is that your mom was a witness to something regarding Marvin. I said, wait a minute, man, this has happened in January, the shooting. I said, we was in protective custody through the DA's office for a month. So how you telling me y'all have no paperwork on this and you ain't know nothing about this at all? And that you ain't heard nothing about this going on, that he was supposed to have been charged with Ted's murder, that he shot some people, that he carjacked some people, that he pulled the gun on his mom, that he shot my mom's house up. You ain't heard none of this. He said, no, I have nothing in here regarding you or Mr. Smith at all. I said, well, I don't understand. The police department said they turned it into you. And now you saying they ain't turned in nothing to you at all. Somebody lying.
Somebody threw the paperwork away.
Somebody get a shanty on the phone.
Somebody threw the paperwork away.
They said,
You know
long
what I mean?
live Kool-Aid. He said, long live Kool-Aid and Lala Brown. This is how they do to black people in Milwaukee. Absolutely. Rest in
That's
peace.
why I need my press pass.
Yeah. Tiarsha said also send this to Dr. Ritchie of Indisputable. I've heard somebody sent me a message about him talking about something we were discussing on the show. I don't know who is that, Dr. Ritchie, Indisputable. Is that a Milwaukee show platform or where's that at? Real, you know where that's at? You looked up like you knew where it was at. Okay, Real. My bad. I thought you said Lionel Richie. I was gonna say all night long. Yeah, that's yeah. Yeah, you right. I like that shit too, Real. Now listen, I wanna we gonna get back to this because we'll talk about this because I will if you just tuning in, here's a failure, a demonstration of the failure of once again we talk about the machine and why it won't work correctly because so many different parts of it are flawed. And here's another one, but this is a long-standing one in which the community doesn't participate in this whole process because you can't protect them and you have nothing but excuse. Okay, Ewok, you're the one who told me about them. I knew somebody had referenced it. Ewok said the Young Turks. He said I've been telling you about dude. He said they're from Atlanta. Erica said, let's talk about it after the show, but you're more than welcome to share my content. I don't know. I don't see it. I don't see. Man, I'm sharing so much stuff all day long in the People's News Network. So if you're in there and you have a business, please be proactive. Like, because I'm sharing, like I'm trying to keep certain stories at the forefront for people. So I don't, and I share where I can, what I see when I'm at the plantation doing my job. I don't want I don't want masters to see me with my phone out. I'm just kidding. I don't even have nobody watching over me like that. I'd be in my office on my shit.
Do you remember the Brooks case? You remember the Brooks case? What was that? Last summer, the Brooks dude. Remember where he ran over all those people in Waukesha?
Yeah, at Christmas parade.
What was his name? That was Brooks, right?
I don't know. He was crazy as hell. I didn't even take the time to figure out who he was. What was his name? Anybody know?
But anyhow, reason I'm saying it is because that's when they was bringing up this incident where they were talking about bail reform. You follow me?
Yeah.
Because he was one that got out on a lower bail, and then he got out on the lower bail after he was charged with something that he should have had a higher bail for. He got out on the lower bail and he killed 8 people.
Well, yeah, we've even had families on here who have lost a child, and I don't want to say their name because I was told not to say their name, but we've had a family on here who lost their son to an individual who was walking around with so many felony charges on him. We talked about the individual who was driving the school bus, swerving in the street with a bracelet past the school. He was just arrested at the day before and almost decapitated his friend So we know we have an issue with letting people back out. The system ain't systeming. Mike says, tell me something. He says, how many times have 4 cats been in a car with one pistol and everybody be charged? They don't care as long as somebody go to jail. Now you got a cat that they know is a menace and they letting him stay out here. He working with them people. I said it like how black people usually end the statement. He working with them people. You know, we put some inflection in our voice.
Especially when you got a guy that's saying, yeah, I did this and I did that. And they got the nerve to say, even if he didn't do it, right? At least arrest him and try him for it. He might tell him himself further, but at least because he said it and the other people are saying that he said it, well, hey, why not take him for his word instead of he's full of shit. He couldn't have done Teddy. He didn't do Teddy. We know he didn't do Teddy. Well, how do you know then if he said he did it?
I'd like to get their perspective on them being definitive on they know he didn't do it. Mama Jenkins said Daryl Brooks, that's his name, the driver.
Yeah.
At the Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
Tiarsha said he isn't in Milwaukee. She's talking about Dr. Richie. He isn't in Milwaukee, but he talks about a lot of cases. He was recently interviewed the people in South Milwaukee that was having problems with their prejudiced neighbor. Okay. So he's out here trying to get the message out here. Holla at that man, Sean. Hook him up. I wanted to talk about. We're gonna get back to that.
Name. Shit. Send me the name. I'm old. I forget shit.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. Send him the name. What's the name? Dr. Rashad, the Young Turks. Can you remember that?
I'm driving. Hell no.
Dr. Rashad.
Dr. Rashad and the Young Turks. Okay. Okay, get in touch with them and they'll give you some more light. Also, get with Sayer at Hard Hitting Radio.
Yeah.
Sean, you know Sayer.
Yeah,
I heard you on the show.
I'm gonna call him. I'm gonna call him, man. This just happened today, bro. Give me a moment.
Right.
I'm on it.
She said his name is Daryl Brooks, the one that ran the people. Okay. So I want to talk about Mattioli getting found. He was adjudicated for the murder of Joel Acevedo. We seen that.
Were you surprised?
Well, no, and that's what I'm saying. Of course not. I mean, come on, man. Like I never, right? Because no law enforcement officer has ever been. I guess Mama Jenkins put me up on something. She said there was a brother who was charged one time as a cop, and he killed himself. Glover, right? That's what she put me up on when she gave me my cake. Shout out to Mama Jenkins, giving me my 7-Up.
Yeah, man, I want to holler at you about that too.
Mind your business.
Told y'all about that shit.
What? Mind your business. Mind your business, Sean. Mind your business.
I told y'all about that shit. Going over there getting food and shit.
Relax, little dude. Relax.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay little as long as y'all keep going to get all the fucking food.
Hey, this is off the cuff because I'm gonna get to Mattioli. But one time I called Sean and I said, "Can I speak to little Sean?" And he said, "Well, that's my son." That's not me. I'm like, I thought it was you. I said, "Let me speak to little dude."
That shit ain't funny, real.
You want to speak to my son? Funny, bro. Oh man, the short jokes are always funny. They always work.
Man, I think this is great, man. This is a great outlet, man, for people, man, especially our people, man. This is great, dude. I'm glad. Thanks, Sean. You know, and hey, you can highly recommend even the Helen Bader Foundation. You know, I got people all over there that was telling me, "Hey, man, go get in contact with Sean, man." And you know, even like I say, man, this is great. I applaud you. What's your name, KD?
You can call me Kevin. My mama called me Kevin. Call me Kevin. Right?
Yeah, man. I just think this is awesome, man. Good, and more people need to know about this outlet, man, because it's so much going on down here, man. And we left part of the X generation, man, where they don't really care, dude. You know, I just buried my niece was murdered in January, dude, where the girl drove this little girl out there into the lake in Brown Deer.
Oh wow.
Her name was Tyrielle, man. Tyrielle Jefferson. That was my niece, dude.
Hold on, we got
and you know, caller. Even in that.
Hold on, give me a second. Erica says January 2nd.
He got this new phone line.
She said, "I will really need everyone's support." Then,
no one did anything.
Give me a second, caller. Give me a second. Tiarsha said, "Young Turks is part of the show, but his show is indisputable." So Dr. Richie is indisputable. That's the name of the show. Mike said, "Sean, you can't stop from doing nothing." I got a caller. Caller. Is this who this on the line?
Oh, you was just cutting up there, so. But shout out everybody. Shout out to all the outlaws. It's your girl Erica Hunt on the line. How y'all doing tonight?
We are good. What's
Erica,
cracking?
we
Long
good.
time no hear, Erica. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing good, just hustling and bustling it. But I just wanted to touch bases on this killer cop.
Okay.
I think
Mattioli.
I think it's absurd that these killer cops keep getting away with their injustice and causing harm to people's families. But I'm not shocked that the system is still failing us. I'm not shocked at that. It was always designed to fail us.
Yeah, it's
So I'm
working.
definitely not shocked.
Yeah, you're right. It's working perfectly. But listen, in terms of the Mattioli case, like, okay, we knew it's just a very hard stick to move to get any law enforcement officer charged with something. But the circumstances around this whole situation are what's so questionable to me. Because when I read into it and I looked into it, this is all a situation where these individuals knew each other. And Joel Acevedo, was invited to this party or get together. And
Mm-hmm.
the thing was, it was, we're gonna get drunk, we're gonna get fucked up, we're gonna do what we do. But he ended up, like, everybody went to sleep at the house, right? It was guys. I don't recall any female testimony. And he said, well, he started jonesing for some cocaine and he went and stole some stuff. And so he woke up to Mattioli in his
Now, somebody
room
needs to mute themselves.
going through his pockets, right? And he woke up. I guess there's an altercation. He says that, they fought, that this dude attacked them. He held him down. He said he asked him to leave several times, but the individual Acevedo wouldn't leave. But on the 911 call, he's heard in the background saying, just let me go. Just let me up. Just let me leave. P. Ivory
Mm-hmm.
Lamar, his attorney, saying in court, what did he have? If Mattioli went through his pockets, what did he steal? What did he have? Like, so it's a clear-cut
Correct.
situation. There's a clear-cut situation. They said the case his defense made was that he died from cocaine
Hey,
intoxication.
I don't mean to cut you off, but I can't hear you through the phone call. You choppy, real choppy. Somebody needs to mute themselves. So I'm gonna hop back in the comments so I can hear the show.
Okay, that'll do.
All right.
I'm not that it has anything to do with it, right? Like, if this is kind of thing that they did and it was like a gay slumber party, I don't know. It doesn't mean anything, but I guess they said he died from cocaine intoxication and health issues, but he perished 2 days later because I guess this dude put all his weight on him and cut his breath off. So he was exonerated, right? Now here's the twist that, okay, the family's gearing up now to say, well, we're still going to have a civil lawsuit. My issue with that is always, okay, you're going to do a civil lawsuit in which you'll probably win, but then the burden once again falls on the taxpayers to pay for judgment, right? Like, this is the double negative of how they even charge cops or hold them accountable in the city for things that they do, like egregious behavior. And, like, even the booty bandit cops, right? Like, so whatever money that was given out to those 10, 11, 12 individuals who they put their hands up in their cavity searching for drugs, we had to pay for that as taxpayers. You know what I mean? So like, and it's a classic viral hit when they're interviewing people, and the little thuggish, most gangsters, little young dude on the street say, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Then, he put his hand in my pants and, he touched my testicles. I'm like,
that was hilarious, dog.
he said, you know what I'm saying? My testicles. But it's I shouldn't be laughing. I know I'm a sick bastard. I'm sorry, y'all. He said, this is Mike in the chat room. Say, everyone on this line know the system isn't for us. Yeah, Mike, we know that. We know. I mean, we know it's Captain Obvious. We know that. Mike Williams is definitely not, says Mariah. He died from suffocation. Before the trial started, the original medical examiner resigned and disappeared. I think that was holding up the trial for a minute because this person couldn't be found. The medical examiner.
And he popped back up all of a sudden.
Yeah. So very confusing how dysfunctional our city is. He said a civil lawsuit isn't justice for him killing that guy, especially when we as taxpayers have to bear the burden of it, Mike. That makes it bad. That makes it even worse. There's no accountability. Even in the situation where the young brother's talking about what happened with him in his mom's house, who is accountable? There's no accountability. This is my problem with the city. Okay, fuck ups happen. People drop the ball all the time. But who's going to fall on the sword? Whose job is it to make sure this is done? I would even look at Ashanti, as my brother said. Ashanti, as my brother said. He said, 11 days? Wait a minute. Make it make sense if this individual is telling you who, what, this, that, and the third, and you give him 11 days and say, hey, that's all we got, bro. That's it. Good luck. What? What happened to the rest of you? We know you got $3 million in COVID money, right? And people say don't count another man's money. Well, in this situation, I'm gonna count this agency's money because y'all put it in the news. First of all, there was an unknown pool of money that you drew off of that the mayor himself said he didn't even know about. And you take that with the $3 million in which you were which it was said that you didn't even you hadn't even paid people who you had contracted to perform services for you. So you run out of money after 11 days. Where was he staying at? The Hyatt? Was he staying at the Pfister? Like, come on, man. Like, this is stupid. I'm sorry, I'm getting upset, y'all. Let me bring it in. Let me bring it in.
Yeah. So you know, this is
man, they put us in a ratchet hotel, bro. And they took us all the way out to so the first 4 days was on some guy named Steve. Steve works for the DA's office as well. So it was Steve first. Steve gave us the 4 days, and then Ashanti Hamilton, he the one gave us the other 7 days, which made it 11. And hey, man, when I tell you, when they was putting us in, they put us, the last place they put us in was this hotel out here in Brookfield. And it was one of them places where anybody you can live there too as well. Man,
they put you in a trap house.
Well, I mean, at least they didn't put y'all up on Appleton in one of these snooty foxes or something, right? Like,
yeah,
no,
he didn't. Hey, it could have been. It was just in Brookfield. It was one of them. It's
same scenario, right? Okay.
Yeah, dude. And listen, and I'm gonna tell you something right quick. The sad thing is, look, I got pulled over going back out there because, you know, I would still have to come to my mom's house, getting mail and sneaking back and forth over here, you know, without getting caught by this nigga, right? So listen, I get pulled over coming back out to Brookfield. You know, I told you he shot my Escalade up. So I got bullet holes in my truck. So as I'm riding back out here to Brookfield to go with my mom there, I get pulled over. Hey, the Brookfield police that pulled me over, he say, "Oh yeah, we know where you going. You at this hotel." Like, they already knew who I was. So he say, "Yeah, man, we know about that situation, man. We telling you, we glad it happened in Milwaukee, but we wish it would have happened out here. Because if it would have happened out here, y'all wouldn't have to worry about a thing. Once you cross 124th Street, you ours. New Berlin, Sussex," he gets the name of all these different counties that would, you know, I guess would be on your heels once you cross that line.
They call them sundown towns. That's what he mean. Brookfield is a sundown town. All of them is just places where if your black ass get caught after sundown, you going to jail.
And that's basically what he said. And he say, "Man, listen, I know who you is, man. I looked you up before you got back out here. I used to be a Latin king, man." I'm like, "Wait a minute, man. Hold on, man. I don't even know you used to be a Latin king, and I moved out here to Brookfield to get away from all that stuff from Milwaukee, man. Just let us do our job. Let Milwaukee do their job. Don't you do nothing stupid. Let them handle it, man, because we know we checked your record, man. But, you know, I know how I go, man. I used to be a lad kid." I'm like, "Man, that ain't got nothing to do with nothing, man."
Wow. Well,
I'm not.
Who gives a damn if you used to be a Latin king? Why are you telling me that?
Let me catch the chat room. Go ahead, Sean.
What's the significance? And you know, man, you put them somewhere where they're not safe. Right? You can go out there, find a motherfucker who smoking, whatever, right? Give him a couple dollars.
Yep.
And got him. Just like that. Over.
Show enough, bro.
Mariah, I think you're correct when you say the medical examiner. I don't know. He was running from something, or they were. It was something. It was a
He
flying
didn't want to testify
because he retired. He resigned abruptly as well. Casey Williams, she said he absolutely was. Shout out to Mrs. Williams. Mama Jenkins said they never drug tested those cops. They were cokeheads and they were a bunch of faggots, no women, and a bunch of boys staying overnight. The system is never going to put a cop behind bars for committing a crime. I'm very passionate about rogue cops. I know you are, Mama Jenkins. I know you are, because of your experience with them, right? So you understand it better than some people. Tiarsha says they said Joel went through the cop's pockets and he supposedly told him to leave 5 times, and Joel said no. They should have asked why did he keep saying no? He wasn't leaving. This part of the story sounds goofy, but I wasn't shocked by the verdict. There was a black officer or a female officer on trial, then it would have been a guilty verdict. Well, we know if he's black, he'd have been guilty. Woman or man. Let me see. Mike says again, that money ain't for us. The police ain't for us. The system ain't for us. We have to be for us. That's the only way we can get help. Absolutely. That's a very, very poignant statement, man. That's what I'm saying. We got to do a better job at empowering ourselves, right? Like we got to do a way more thorough job of even chin checking the individuals that's supposed to be in office to represent us, because we know all skin folk ain't kinfolk. So we really got to be on their heels too. And it's a shame that you got to scrutinize that man like a brother like that, but it is what it is. Erica said it's the working class people who have the power, union power. Okay. Mama Jenkins said everybody in that DA office need to be fired ASAP. That's the damn problem. Mike says Brookfield.
What about the mayor's office?
Mike says
Brookfield. Because we went to the mayor's office and sat in his office a whole day. Me, mom, and my sister, who was all in the house when the bullet shot came through. Mr. Cavalier Johnson, who was down there saying that he's our mayor and that he act like he was going to pay attention to this situation back then as well. And we ain't heard nothing back from him either.
Well,
we don't send him emails.
I'm sure he would deflect to Ashanti. Mike says Brookfield knew about the situation, but there wasn't no paperwork on the situation. That's stupid too, Mike. You just raised a very great point. There's no charges filed and no paperwork. How do the Brookfield police know about it?
Exactly.
This shit get dumber and dumber. Come on. Playing in our faces, Liz Brown used to say. Casey Williams said, I hope I'm saying that name right.
Nope,
I was just about to say that.
Nope, it's Quisa.
Oh, I'm sorry. Quisa? I'm sorry. I will murder her name. I got Mrs. Williams right. So I was just about to say that it's not possible if there's no paperwork. Mariah says,
well, we know
did they do a rape exam on him? I don't know if they did a rape exam on Acevedo, Mariah. I really don't. I don't. And see, once again, the reason that they're there, like if they want to get together and have a sword fight, that's cool. If they want to blow cocaine and blow each other, that's cool. But when somebody loses their life, and this individual who takes that person's life is a law enforcement officer, it shines a bigger scope on it, because this person is supposed to know, but we know they don't, right? We know that they don't understand how to de-escalate situations no more than anybody else, right? So,
but he's trained in hand-to-hand combat, man.
Supposedly.
He knew what he was doing.
Allegedly.
He knows how to restrain people. He's trained to restrain people. So, in his profession, he knew how to choke that man. He felt the body go limp if he felt nothing else. And that was enough a sign to stop even then. You land on top of it all your body weight.
Let me say something. Because I was there a couple days, and man, I've been prosecuted before. Don't say shit, KB.
What?
Don't say a motherfucking
really?
thing. Not a motherfucking thing. I've been prosecuted before, right? Okay. And I only wish I had that type of prosecution. I would have came home every time. Every time. I'd have came home. If they could have caught me in the bank, I would have came home. That was the worst. That was the worst facade I've ever seen. Because it was a mock. It was a mock trial, bro. I didn't hear no objections. They didn't present no real evidence. It wasn't no blood work on Mattioli. It wasn't nothing, man.
Because he was a cop.
Yeah, they didn't talk about, you know,
Yeah.
they talked about the one cop doing cocaine, right? But they didn't talk about blood work from this dude
Well, they
because
painted the
they didn't
picture,
take the shit.
Sean. They painted the picture of Acevedo as a cokehead and said basically that was his motive for like stealing. Well, okay, so who got a
What did he
cokehead
steal though?
and still,
What did he steal?
spending the
They
night at his house? Only cokeheads, like if you're a cokehead, you only have coke sleepovers with other cokeheads. You don't be the only dude. Everybody else smoke weed and you do powder. I'm gonna go to sleep. Nah, it don't work like that. They always, obviously. Erica says, she says, from what I heard, the man begged for his life, but the dirty cop was high on drugs and took his life. Yeah, well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, stupid is as stupid does. He wasn't the only cokehead in the house. And Mike said, so he was a dope head cop. Surprise, surprise. I got Chinese eyes. Yeah, he does. He was right in my Pimp C voice. Oh, that's 3-2, Lord 3-2. Surprise, surprise. I got Chinese eyes. Rest in peace to Lord 3-2. Mama Jenkins says, ask him to see if he can get the call logs from the dispatcher, and that will be your proof. My brother. So Mama Jenkins is saying get the call log. Yeah, she's saying ask if y'all can see the call logs from that night. And then I guess if you get that on paper, you can take it to the DA and say, so you don't know nothing about this? My brother, you don't know nothing about this, right?
I know some people who can get them call logs.
Right. You got the right one. If you're fucking with Sean, I guess you'll find it. You'll figure it out. Tiasha said, right. How was Brookfield able to look it up? And Milwaukee DA said it wasn't paperwork. This DA need to get his name put out here. She said, call Dr. Richie for real. He'll put the DA name and picture out here. I love Dr. Richie. Well, make sure Dr. Richie know we already too. Make sure Dr. Richie know we already done talked about this on Outlaw Radio. He can't be stealing my shit. Especially I'm in Milwaukee. So if he down in Atlanta, don't be trying to claim fame. Birdman say put some respect on my name, right? She said, Mariah said, Sean, you been to jail before? What?
Shut your ass up, Mariah.
Trying to look good.
Yeah, motherfucker got jokes, right?
Tiarsha said it too. She said, wow, you been to jail before? Not Sean.
For real? For real? For real,
they
y'all
do that.
Okay.
That's the judicial system. She said this DA was sickening, and the one guy was a probation officer. Mama Jenkins was kept up with the trial in and out. Okay. One of them was a probation officer. She said he was the party, and unfortunately he lost his life. Yeah, man, you know, you gotta be careful where you go. Like you gotta know. And I guess if it's cocaine involved, he said cocaine is a hell of a drug. We don't know.
Yeah, Rick said it.
You know. Hey, look, check this out too. I think black people should know this. This is something that's pertinent. The captain of the boat in Montgomery, Alabama, the Montgomery Brawl, was charged with assault. I hope y'all seen this.
Captain Antonio.
He was charged with assault. Now I don't know. Everybody black people. Yeah, the captain, the boat captain. That's who initially. Yeah, he was charged with assault because one of the white men said, "Hey, he hit me and he threatened me," and I'm like, "Well, that didn't happen on the film we saw. What we saw was him get attacked first and then throw his hat up in the air." So he's been charged. So I'm just as a continuation, because black people were so proud, we were so happy in the Montgomery Brawl. It was like, man, that's what people 500 years of reparations is. Aquaman swimming across the water to jump in the fight. All listen.
Hey, I'm still happy. We knew that was gonna happen. We knew they was gonna find a way to blame the black dude.
Man, that's crazy.
But I'm still happy because them brothers they still came together to fight. God damn it, this motherfucker Aquaman came across that motherfucking lake. You know what I'm saying? Jumped into action. I'm still proud. We knew that shit was gonna happen. We're gonna do it again too.
And I would think that this is kind of like them doing this to try and make a statement to the rest of the coloreds to say this is what happens when you rebel. Stay in your place, Negro. Don't you be out here trying to fight. But I just think that's a very interesting dynamic. But I don't expect nothing less because and so when you go to court, the main thing you have to do is create reasonable doubt, so you won't be held legally liable for something, be a crime or
Correct.
so. I would
That's
expect
what the DA
if he
said.
has
That's
if he has
actually
a
what the
lawyer,
DA said today.
if he has a lawyer that's worth his weight in worm shit, he'll say, well, listen, this is gonna be our defense. You was scared, right? You seen this big black guy, like, so it's the game. It's the game. Unfortunately, a lot of times if you white, you get the benefit of the doubt. Let me see. Mike says, what grown cats have sleepovers with each other? You cats are my brothers, but we ain't having no sleepovers. That sounds too much like jail to me. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like now listen, if we kicking it and I got a big place and you bopped, right? And I say, bro, I don't want you to drive home. Go ahead, you know what I'm saying, catch the couch, get up in the morning, go to crib. But it ain't gonna be like y'all gonna come through this weekend and stay until Sunday. Nah, like I don't. And I'm gonna tell you, I done went to the club, I've been to a bar, and I seen some homies, and we came back to the crib and was kicking it afterwards, and cats got bopped, and I say, man, just catch the couch in the basement, right? And so my wife would get up, and it might be one of my partners who she might not know him. Like, why is it a grown man on the couch in the basement? I'm like, dude was bopped last night, I want him to drive. But she made it very plain to me one time after the last time, like, no more grown man sleepovers, right? I said, what if he get too drunk? She told me, we'll tell him not to get that drunk because I don't want him to sleep on my couch when I wake up in the morning. So you're right, Mike. No, when you get our age, we don't really do sleepovers no more, right? Like, if, about 2:30, you say, hey, man, what you about to do, bro? Man, I guess I'm going to ride to the crib, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? There ain't no, hey, man, just spend the night. Call your mama and ask her, can you spend the night? So you're right, Mike. I don't know. That's why I said if they wanted to have a sword fight and blow powder and blow each other, I guess that's what you have the right to do. But when this individual loses his life, and obviously this is a drug charged situation, this is a situation that's made more intense by drugs. You know what I'm saying? Cocaine in particular. Once you say cocaine, all bets off the table. You say, what happened, man? They got to fighting. Well, how did it start? Well, them niggas was doing some cocaine in the back. Oh, never mind. You ain't got to finish the story. The cocaine involved. That shit tends to create trouble. Let me see. Dion says these people dangerous. They'll do anything to try to destroy you. Man, you just can't know, man. That's why in a lot of cases and in a lot of instances, you just better off by your goddamn self. Right? I'm not like in people say, well, you're antisocial or whatever. I'm saying, no, it's only I'm social to an extent. Like, I realized that I'm in the best hands I could be in if I'm in my own hands. Right? Like, if I'm saying, well, you know what? I was at the crib chilling. I wasn't fucking with nobody. I was on my own shit. That's usually the nights where I'm so sucker free. When you start saying I went out with these, and dude, cousin came up there, and then we had went to his house because they had jumped his little his uncle, and next thing you know, you hear some shit. You're in the precinct. Tell my man, ain't this a bitch? I should have stayed at the crib. Mama Jenkins said he might be charged, but they got their ass whooped. They did get a world-class ass whooping, didn't they, Mama Jenkins? Yeah, A said, my favorite is the chairman. Chairman. It was Aquaman, chairman. It was a bunch of people, man.
So
He's a Black Avenger.
I know for a fact that there's people around the country, supporting them brothers. So they ain't gonna be left out to dry. There's a whole network of brothers and sisters around the country, man, supporting that brother. So I really think, awareness gonna be brought to this, that shit gonna go away. If we don't see these high-priced ass attorneys volunteering to take this case,
I'm sure. Yeah, I don't think it'll be an issue. I'm pretty
but
sure
I'm saying we need to pay attention to who don't jump on board.
True. Right. You're right about that. Most of the time, it's the dude who ain't doing nothing that you got to call out. Like, motherfucker, you was just standing on the sideline.
Yeah.
Do not one punch. Wouldn't bust a nut in the whole house. Right. Mike said that's one cat, not four. Listen, rest in peace to the homie Big Vic, man. It's crazy. Well, I know I'm digressing, but it's just back during still in my Wild Western days. I had a partner from out of town who was here. He didn't want to pay for the hotel. He was staying with me. We went to Jeans Lanes. I seen the homie Big Vic, who I absolutely was just my guy from the neighborhood. And Vic's Kev, I'm rocking with y'all, right? And so I have my partner who was already staying here and Vic. And so Vic gets up and early in the morning, my wife is cooking breakfast on a Saturday morning. He come out the basement like, man, this food smell good. And she like, whoa, whoa. And he like, oh yeah, I know your brother. He knew my brother-in-law. He went to school with my brother-in-law in North Dakota. He said, hey, I know LaRonda. She like, okay, now who are you? And that was when she told me no more grown man sleepovers. It was actually 2 people. She said, what was y'all doing? I'm like, man, it was damn crazy. Tiarsha said those people of Alabama better fight for that ship co-captain. There's nothing but different videos showing how it started, especially that lady's video and her commentary. I'll donate to his GoFundMe for his legal defense. That's what we need. That's what we need, right? We got to do us. We have to support us. Mario Gmo Capone, still Gmo Capone, I should say. How you doing, my brother? Shout out to you, neighborhood brother. He said big ups. Appreciate you for tuning in, my brother. Y'all share this show, please. Put this show in front of people's eyes and ears at the same time. Tiasha said, I don't see nothing wrong with a sleepover, especially if people are getting high. They don't need to be driving under the influence. My cousin does this at her party. She takes people keys from them so they don't drive drunk. Well, here's the deal. Whenever she does that, she increases the possibility or the likelihood of some bullshit happening, right? Like you have a party, you let people stay, and then you wake up the next day like, where my motherfucking so-and-so at? Somebody done stole your shit. Out your house.
Hold on. So, this is one of my.
So I got a question.
Hold on, go ahead, Sean.
This is one of my lesbian moments, right?
Oh, Lord.
Knowing, female sleepovers are different than men sleeping over getting high together, right? And that's what you come to do. And there's some suspect shit going on, right? One of them motherfuckers, he ain't no lesbian, he gay, right?
He's not a lesbian, he's gay.
Yeah. There's a difference. So yeah, you that's different. That's the different type of sleepover. This was a sword sleepover.
Yeah, I don't even, I go even in college, man, when we had our own joint, like, we'd be over there, kicking in shit and playing video games, and 2-3 o'clock in the morning, cats is bailing out. Like, hey man, just sleep here. It's like, nah, man, hey, I'm about to go to sleep, man. What y'all cats finna do? Right? Like but when you get to our level where you got a woman in the house, right? You see what I'm saying? Like I'm actually a grown man that sleep in the bed with a grown woman. So it's not I can't really have a house full of dudes no more, right? Because what happens? She's in the kitchen cooking, and here come the homie out the basement talking about what's happening. She like, what the fuck? Who are you? Right? So yeah, you're right.
My house. You're right. Not in the night. You're going home to your wife. I don't want to sleep next to no dude.
Well, I know nobody slept in our room. They was in the basement. I mean, I'm
the house.
No.
Go home.
Mike said exactly what he reiterated that statement and said it's different for women. It absolutely is. It's different. It's different. If she said, oh, my girl stayed over, and you say, oh man, my guy went to sleep. Me and him was playing a game. We fell asleep on the couch together. Huh?
Hey, I don't know if Mike know. I don't know if Mike know on Mondays and Wednesdays I'm a lesbian.
Well, I mean, I think he probably got a clue. I mean, he might have an idea, right? Like, I don't know if he's seen you. Do you dress differently on Mondays and Wednesdays? Do you?
No, I'm just, I'm
okay.
Yeah,
I didn't know if you had an alternative uniform that you wore.
No.
When you go to Pride Fest, do you wear anything different, or do you wear the same regular clothes? When you be at Pride Fest, what do you wear?
I don't go to Pride Fest.
But you're a lesbian. You have to go to Pride Fest.
It's never held on Mondays and Wednesdays.
Okay.
So yeah.
She hasn't had any problems yet. She has both females and males sleeping over. Okay. I'm glad. That's cool. And this is the show where we believe in the 100% rule, in which we say there's nothing that's 100% true about no group of people. I mean, if she got a tight circle like that, I commend her. I know I learned a very valuable lesson, even just letting the homies come to my crib late at night. just after the bar closed and just said, man, y'all ain't got to be out here on the street doing whatever. I got a joint. You come to my house. It got messy super bad. Like it was a crazy episode. It got violent. It was crazy. People almost really got hurt that night. And that's when, and my landlord, shout out to Keith Terry, who was my landlord at the time. The first thing he said to me was, first of all, I don't know why you had a house full of dudes at 4:30 in the morning, but that's something you got to figure out. I said, oh, shit, what are you saying? Like, he made me pay for the door, like the damage and shit. He's just like, man, y'all got your own spot and you got a house full of dudes at 4:00 in the morning. Think about it. I said, you know what? He's right. He's right. He's right. I shouldn't. That's why my house was the last time I had the after hour spot at the crib. Said Ace said, so there was a bunch of punks sitting there doing dope and someone ended up dead. Y'all are hard on these alternative lifestyle individuals tonight, man. Mama Jenkins
that ain't cool, bro.
Call them punks. Golly.
That ain't
Mike
cool,
said, Mike said, Sean, gone with your lesbian mess. Biggie lyric number 7. And crack commandments. Sean sounds like jail, bro.
Hey, come on, bro. Don't do that. You with that KB shit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, great minds think alike. He said, Sean, don't start that. I'm trying to stay cool. Eagle Eyes, what it do? He said, I don't even like nobody to even come to my house. Man, that's one of them things when you get older. When you get older, it does become that though. Like, okay, all right, man, I'm about to go up in the crib, dog. You know what I'm saying? You get those subtle kind of signals like, oh shit, man, I'm fucking sleepy in the motherfucker. What you about to do? Your brother said I was gonna just crash here.
Bullshit.
Nah, man. I don't, my lady might have to get up and use the bathroom in her 90s or something. And you there, oh shit, I seen Kev girl. Like, now we got a whole different problem. Now you running through the hood talking shit.
I like my lady being able to walk around like she wants
to. Yeah, free. And me too. Hell, I might want to come through swinging. You don't never know.
Nigga, go home.
Right. You don't have to. Come on, man. What are you doing, son? You want me to call you a girl? I'll call you Uber. He said, Kevin, Sean, I'm not doing no sleepover.
I'm about ready to go I'm out of here, man.
Mike, we on the same page now. Now I told you I was banned. I was forbidden. I was told, like, nah, that's never. Now if it's family, I got somebody here from out of town, my brother, my cousin, somebody like, or if one of the homies really in dire straits and he say, Kev, I need somewhere to stay for a couple days, then that's understood. But as far as, hey man, we getting high playing Madden, y'all can sleep here. No, sir. Not at all. No, that's been gone. I don't even do what we used to do. Like, we used to go to each other cribs and just sit, smoke, and drink and play the game. I ain't been at the homie house playing Madden for hours, smoking and drinking in 14, 15. Like, I don't do that no more. I can't even come through play the game. No, you ain't.
Dog all grown up and shit.
Old as a motherfucker, man. Man, I'm trying to tell you, I have matured. He said you can come by, eat, hang out, but at a certain time you got to get out. I have no problem with doing a Martin. No, that's what I'm saying, and that brother should understand. Like, if a nigga gonna start to stand and argue with me, oh damn, Kev, it's like that, bro. What are you talking about?
It's like that, nigga.
You don't get your shit. Come on, man. And you too loud. You finna wake my wife up. You say, man, y'all chill, man. Turn that shit down. I'm just saying. He said I got motel money for the homie, but no room for no sleepover. Mike ain't he ain't bullshitting. He's standing on that. Did y'all see this? Listen, did y'all see this fight on the school bus, the yellow bus, where the mother, I guess, went on the bus? I think it's like on 5th and Meineke or something. And she went on the yellow bus and got to fighting with the bus driver, and the bus driver ended up, I guess, kicking her or pushing her off the bus. She gets back on, they're tussling, the bus gets thrown in reverse, but she has a gun on her. The mother has a gun on her. And, it's in the People's News Network. If you go look at the story. And it's funny because at first you see the video and you see the bus, and you got to love our commentary. When we present the footage, you Yeah, she done got on that goddamn bus with them kids on there. Like it's an old dude commentary, right? And then all of a sudden you just see this mother fly out the door. Like boom, kicked her right out the bus, and then it goes down. Parents, y'all relax. We had a teacher last year to get assaulted, beat down. 38th and Clark, KB. There you go, Mama. Mama Jenkins be on it. 38th and Clark. Okay, I said I didn't gave it to the wrong neighborhood.
Right.
But yeah, we parents in Milwaukee, and look, I worked in the school system. I ran a CLC. I've had parents come in to me on some, yo, you, Mr. Barnes. Yeah. Well, you know what? Let me tell you something. Oh, wait a minute. That ain't how this work. You ain't finna tell Mr. Barnes nothing. What's your child's name? So and so and so. Okay, you want to have a conversation about your child? Because other than that, we ain't really got nothing else to talk about. Especially when you talk about, let me tell you something. That ain't how this works. And so I know parents can be very, very. Oh my goodness, man! I done seen situations where parents just. It's like, dude, you dead wrong. Like you're wrong. Like your kid is a menace. But I'm a bitch. Let me tell you something. It's like, dude, oh my god, man. Parents, y'all bring it down a notch. Bring it down a notch. Because a lot of times your kid be the worst kid on the bus, and you up here trying to fight for his little bad. You know he bad. That's why you can't wait till school start back.
Get rid of him.
Right. You trying to get a break. Now you mad at me because I'm sick of his shit. Mama Jenkins said I'm like Aretha Franklin. I don't need nobody sitting around me and my man. There you go. That's what I'm saying. And listen, that's one thing too. If I got a bunch of dudes here, my wife ain't coming out anyways. She ain't finna be just come sit like, hey, what y'all doing? Shit, she's not gonna do that. So yeah, you're right. Tiasha says she stays in Brown Deer, and heck, we not driving drunk, messing with the Brown Deer police.
That's
She's talking
not.
to her friend. Okay, yeah, you're right. I mean, that's a good situation. She can maintain that. Some of the cats I know, I'm just talking about some of my friends. I wouldn't know. Some would come up missing, and nobody would know. It would be like, man, but everybody would know. I'm just saying. Those are kind of friends that I've managed to make over the years. Where somebody, man, that was my cousin, and somebody he vouched for him and say, no, man, he with me, and dude be the one to steal all the shit, right? How y'all up in arms?
You need a new group of friends, bro.
I do have one. It's called None. That's
Okay.
my new group. It's called No Friends. Right? We're finna make an
You
album called
remember
By My Goddamn Self.
remember that commercial years ago Johnny Cocker made, dude? He said, you a felon with a gun, even I can't get you out of jail. What was that?
That don't count in Milwaukee.
Well, I thought it was stay sentence. If you're a felon with a gun, is 5 years. Is that not the case anymore?
It was no, that was the federal thing.
Okay.
But it was 15 years.
Mariah says
that DA said something. He said you could be getting chased by the police and they can see you with a gun, but when they catch you, if you have thrown the gun and they can't possess it, then he can't charge you with felony possession of the fire.
That's not true.
Mike, I asked Mike. Listen. I ain't the only motherfucker know that's a lie. Shit, Mike, no. They charge you however the fuck they want to charge you.
So the bus driver, Mariah, you said the bus driver is your coworker. The bus driver is your coworker. You said, Mariah, the one where the mama ran up on her with the strap. Tiasha said that bus driver kicked her. She flew big time in front of her child and her child's. Yes, like yeah, man. Listen, we had in middle school. We had a ghetto mother hop on the bus one time because she said somebody was talking about or messing with her daughter. And when I tell you we ribbed her mother so bad to the point where our bus driver had to like remove her from it because she was trying to fight kids. Everybody just started ribbing her. Like, you don't got no teeth. You bald-headed. Like, it was like she might as well had not brought her mother because it made it worse on her daughter for the rest of the year. Like, oh man, your mama got clown. So if you get kicked off the bus in front of your daughter, it's bad.
I'll tell you, you can take your slow ass daughter off the bus.
Man, there was so many insults coming at that lady. I don't even like it was, and everybody just started ribbing her because she got on there like, let me tell y'all kids something. Everybody's like, get your ugly ass off. It was just crazy. It was man. I need to do my own version of Everybody Hates Chris, but have it about how a cat grew up in the 80s and 90s like us and tell the real deal of it. And all the bullshit, especially in Milwaukee, because that crack changed everything. Mike says, "Me too, bro." And they come in tripping and defending kids as bad as ever. Yeah, man. One thing is, even when I was upset with my son's teacher, we always walked in. We always went in with some kind of class and respect. Like, look, we want to figure out what's going on because we know what he said or she said. We just want to know what this situation was about. I didn't really get it. I got into it with my son's principal at Golda because she was just, I don't even know. She had her power cap on. And I was like, yo, you tripping. You don't get to do that. I guess she thought she was talking to two hood rats or something. And I had to tell her at the time, look, I just taught for MPS for 6 years. You know this ain't the protocol. This ain't how no building runs. You ain't talking to no motherfucker who don't know what's going on. So yeah, I got into it with her then, but I didn't go in accusing her like, you dirty bitch. Let me tell you something. I never approached it like that. Quasa said, period, Kev. You're not about to tell me nothing. We can talk. But you're first of all me. I'm sorry. I can't read that well. She said, LOL, laughing but very serious. Can't tell me nothing. Okay.
Quasa, not Quasa.
No, okay, no, I'm just trying to figure out what she's talking about when I was saying how the teachers, how they would come into my classroom. You're right. Yeah. Even at St. Charles, man, when I worked, parents would come and visit their kid on the unit and I'm looking for Mr. Barnes. I'm Mr. Barnes. How can I help you? Yeah, I need to talk to you. I got to tell you something. No. That's not how this works. No, we're going to communicate. We're adults, but ain't going to be nobody telling nobody nothing. Yeah, that's not how this works. So you're right. You're right. I sometimes I forget what I'm saying. Eagle Eye said, bringing a gun with you for kids is wild. First of all, this is the society that we live in. You going to talk to your kid's bus driver and you take a pistol with you. Fuck was on your mind? Like unless they molested your kid or beat the shit out of him, why are you taking a strap? Or are you just really that scared? A lot of people carry pistols because they're scared. They don't carry them because they are, because it take a lot of real like guts and nuts to just pull out and start busting. But it's also a symbol of a scared motherfucker too, because they'll shoot blindly and hit the wrong people. So yeah, that is wild, Eagle Eyes. Mariah, it would be somebody from your crew that would steal from you. I'm trying to tell you. Mariah said I would have kicked her ass too. Definitely kicked her off the bus. Get your ass off this bus. You don't get the fuck up out of here, right? Yeah, I don't know how she got back on the bus. I would have pulled off after I kicked her. She'd been like, damn, bus smoke all in your face. She said, it's okay, Kev. I don't have friends too. I'll be right at home with the kids. I got a very tight circle of individuals who I talk to, right? And so me conversing with them is more than enough. I'm not one of them dudes who needs to bail up in the club 10, 12 deep no more. I'm not even a dude that needs to bail up in the club no more. I go get a bottle of wine from Rail and go sit in my and listen to some old R&B and have a good ass time, man. Chilling. Didn't drive drunk, didn't get too drunk, didn't spend all my money, and woke up the next morning like I'm good. Said Sean all day, bro. Kev, I'm with Sean. You need to get rid of those hoodlums. Yeah. I'm with y'all too. I'm with y'all. I'm with you, T. I'm with you. Yeah, man. You got to purify your circle. She says she works with her. Mariah does. Ace, you right. Because I forgot Ace went to middle school with me. Them badass Bell middle school kids. It was horrible. I knew nothing about the ghetto. Get on the bus and we head south from Capitol. Everything's
just
south.
So Tiasha don't think I forgot. You know, she was just taking shots at me a little while ago, but yeah.
Well, I don't know. Was you in lesbian mode? I don't know. Was you called her homophobic or what? Is she homophobic?
I probably she might be.
Okay.
I probably was in lesbian mode. You're right.
MPS scheduling department is the reason for the parents' frustration. All MPS routes overlap. Yeah, Mariah, thank you for making that point because they've had some serious issues with their transportation. COVID, people don't even realize COVID fucked shit up. People are still trying to get recovered. COVID knocked the Mario coins out of normal, right? Like nothing has been the same since the pandemic, right? I'm talking about businesses, jobs, and NPS has struggled. They struggled during the pandemic, and they're still struggling to get back on right now. So you're right. Yeah, their transportation is a mess. It is. She said,
Yeah, look how
TR,
much death happened since COVID.
yeah, TR, she said she'd have kicked her off the bus too. um Mrs. Williams said, you know how a person starts a conversation with, first of all, they're about to try to put you in your place. That's what I'm saying. And don't get black people to doing this. I don't know what this is. When black people do this, they think they really making a point. And so it's like, oh shit, here we go with this motherfucker, right? And it's just like, dude, and I always try to de-escalate and be like, yo, okay, well, let's talk. Let's talk about what happened. You know, but yeah, with that first of all shit, I'm sorry, excuse my language. I'm not dealing. I'm leaving. I'm walking away. Like, I'm create separation between me and you when you first of all, let me back up some. Can't move like I used to. What Deion say? I'm on bunk restriction if I go to jail because I can't get on the top bunk. Mike said, I hope you ain't in the clubs no more. Yeah, you ain't gotta worry about that, Mike. But that's been done. That's been done. That's been done. I'm so over that. I did it too much. We did it too much. Sean is talking
Man,
about when I said I was shocked that he has been in jail before. Oh, she wasn't aware of your criminal history, Sean. She wasn't taking shots at you. She was unaware. Such a stand-up guy like yourself would never be incarcerated. Mike said they think they're making a point until you tee off. I try my best not to tee off even before my back was, shaped like a letter Z. I try not to, because it's just gonna create more problems. So I found when dealing with adults, it's better to try and be the voice of reason to say, well, hold on, okay, this is, as I've told, but listen, just calm down. I've been in a room where everybody get to arguing. I say, first of all, everybody just calm down. Let's just take a deep breath, take a step back. Sometimes people like, you shut your ass up too. Then I'm ready to tee off, like Mike says. Oh, check this out. I was talking about COVID, right? I don't know. I went back and forth with talking about this story, y'all, but I have to. I have to because on one hand, they said that this may be an attack against another black business person. But there's a sister who has an CRC employment and entrepreneurship training. She was given $3 million in COVID relief funds. And now she is on the hook. They're saying she has 45 days to give, I guess, a couple million of it back because of misappropriation of funds. But what made this hot is that when they came and said, well, what are you going to do with the money? She had named off all these things she was going to do. But in her expense reports, they found where she paid for bowling trips, paid her family. She paid like $600 to get the word boss, to get like 4-foot tall letters and boss. I guess that's in her office. But the hot part is they said she gave $7,000 to Lena Taylor to be her lawyer. And Lena's saying she ain't gave me shit. So they're diving into her paperwork. Of course, she said, look, I don't, this is foul. This is wrong. I haven't made away with any money, but they've been in her expense reports and they're saying it just doesn't add up what she did with the money, right? She was supposed to do she had said she was going to do all these things. So I want to say a lot of people have been locked up for those PPP loans. I know a couple brothers who are in the feds right now.
Yeah, they cracking down on that shit.
And they have been ever since right. So if you got one of them loans, dot your I's and cross your T's, man. Because they're gonna come get you. They was giving all that money away and people was running with it like, oh, this shit's sweet. And yeah, she got $3 million. She got $3 million.
Damn.
Sean, you muted. You're muted, Sean.
Man, I got a question, man, right quick.
What's that?
So with the DA's office and the police, regarding my mom and the situation, acting like they're unable to do anything. What's our next step? Do we go to the feds, or who do we try to get to hold accountable for this, or to get some kind of protection or some kind of thing for mom, or getting something pressed for this dude?
Let me get to that. Give me a second. Let me get to that. You want to talk about what your next step should be, but I want to get this. I want to catch my chat room up. Mike said I'm violent because of how Sean them made me.
Get the fuck out of here.
Damn it. Tiasha said I was aware of 2-4 Sean going to jail before, but that
oh my god.
Clever. I wasn't aware. I'll go with that one. She said it sounded clever. 2-4 Sean. 2-4 Sean Moore. Ms. Williams said, "Oh wow, 3 million. How's that even possible?" Look, they were giving that money away.
Listen, hold on.
People were like just submitting proposals. They was submitting RFPs, and they was getting paid. I guess people thought the government would come back and track it down. Go ahead, Deshaun.
The lady bought a building from her husband. She was going to jail, bro. She wasn't trying to hide nothing. She hired her son them and paid them double the rate to do nothing.
She gave herself $100,000.
Yeah. I mean, she can do that if she do the right shit with the money. Yeah, but wasn't nothing right with what she was doing.
No, nothing. I don't want to say her name. It's in the People's News Network because, like I said, I was
torn. The news been doing it.
Right, I know, but I'm Sean. I just don't. I don't believe in. I'm not on my people like that. And I don't feel like like I said, the story's in the People's News Network, so you can check it out. She said, Mike said that's why they were giving that money away. They knew they was gonna come back for it to lock people up. You're right. He said, Sean, you a 2-4?
Who said that, damn it?
A lesbian. Mike said that a lesbian 2-4. Who'd have thunk it? Listen, my brother's asking. My brother's asking, Sean, what's y'all next step? Because we need to go to the feds, and I know he's called you out. You bringing some assistance. So what would you tell him or advise him your next step would be?
Bring awareness to it. Let these people know that we're aware of what they're not doing and what they should be doing, and hopefully get a federal investigation not only into this situation but into the entire district attorney's office.
There is a piece that I just put in the People's News Network written by Mark Belling. Remember Mark Belling, who was the conservative radio host, who's saying that right now there's a grand jury inquiry on corruption in City Hall, in particular with the Common Council. Right? They haven't stated exactly. They haven't stated exactly what it is, but that's in there.
Not only that, I'm hearing there's also an investigation into some.
Did we lose him again?
Somebody was trying to call me, man. There's also supposed to be a federal investigation into some cops, supposedly. So we'll see, man. If they are doing an investigation, they need to hurry up and complete this motherfucker, because these motherfuckers doing whatever the fuck they want to do. They supposed to be upholding the law, and they're not only breaking the law, they're amending the law, they're changing laws, they're usurping the law, they're going around the law, over the law, through the law. They doing what the fuck they want to do, man, at our expense.
He said, from my understanding, the DA, this is Ace, by the way, he said the DA will not do anything until the police actually submit a complaint. I don't understand how they haven't submitted this to the DA. I guess because their thing would be, if we don't press charges, what are we submitting to the DA? There's no prosecution because we didn't charge him with anything. So I can, in that regard, I can't believe that maybe the district attorney didn't know about it because they didn't press charges against anybody. They don't report every arrest to the DA. They report people who are charged. They submit that. She said the next step is a kitchen table talk. Okay, what's a kitchen table talk, Mariah? I would have you see, because I think you need to get the Journal Sentinel involved. I think you need to call Channel 58, because Channel 58 usually report on black people stuff, y'all. They've been pretty good about that lately. Like Channel 58 be like, yeah, we're down here at hide and go get it, hide and go get it in, reporting it on the robbery. I'm like, what the fuck they doing down there? But they usually report on that.
I ain't go get it.
I know I couldn't think of nothing. I wanted to say the bungalow, but it didn't come to my head fast enough.
Wow.
I want to listen because we're gonna. It's Wednesday. So
that's your black side coming out.
I know. I'm such a Negro. I'm such a colored guy. Did y'all see Young Jeezy with Nia Long? Okay. Nia. First of all, I didn't even know everybody has a platform now, right? So Nia Long is interviewing Young Jeezy. And he says on there, because he's talking to her, because he's divorcing his wife who's of Asian descent. And he said real niggas don't cheat, right? And then he says, well, at this point I'm at my lowest, and I really need for black people to support me now, and in particular I need sisters to support me. This kind of brought up the question where we were talking about celebrities when they go outside the race. And then, after years of us buying their albums, us going to their shows, us going to their movies, it's been about our support. And then, well, I'm going to get married. I'm a married white girl, or I'm going to marry a Latino. And I'm like, it's all bad when it ain't us together. So when he came back and said, well, now I need for y'all to stand with me. It's like when we talk about Serena Williams, I personally look at her totally different now. Not that I had a chance with her, but just the support that we gave when they were saying, she looks this way, she's a man, da 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 da. And black people have always been the biggest supporters. Not I guess we ain't the ones who write the checks because we don't run Wimbledon. But when she, after trying to date every rapper and every football player, and she say ain't no more good black men and got with a white dude. So when I see Jeezy on there talk about now he need black people to stand with him and all, I'm like, well, where was that shit at 2 years ago when you got married? From what I hear, their custom is if somebody has wealth, they all live together.
Where was that shit at when you was telling our kids to trap or die?
I'm going there, Kamar. I'm going there.
Okay, my bad. Let me
No. That's good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just saying, when he married and she moved her whole family into the crib, all of a sudden in the mansion, it's 20 Asian people because that's their custom, right? Yeah. The snowman got Asian people living in the trap house, I guess. But yeah. I was just saying, like, I thought the Young Jeezy thing was unique, but he said real niggas don't cheat, and I'm like, I don't know what that means. What do that mean? Real niggas don't cheat. I don't
know, man. It's some internet shit.
Right. It just sounded like propaganda. Like you trying to get us back on your side. It's like, remember when OJ said everybody can't beat Martin Luther King, and OJ was the darling of the ball, and then as soon as he had a murder charge, he was on BET and shit. I'm like, well, Cube say you might have a heart attack when you find out black folks don't want you back. That's all I'm saying. Ewok says, hunk on phonics work for me. Hooked on phonics work for me. That one, Ewok. I was like, what the fuck is he speaking German? Hooked on phonics worked for me. Okay. She said, tell there's an investigation into the people running housing authority. Tell the caller to call the FBI and the attorney general to look into this DA. And again, Dr. Ritchie of Indisputable. But once again, they are exonerated if the police didn't press charges. The police don't send their arrest to the DA. They send their charge to people who are charged. So this ain't on them. This is entirely on the police department. Why were no charges? Well, I guess they say, well, we don't know who did it. We really need to look at how what the case was, and what I believe. It's not that I don't believe you, my brother. I'm just saying they don't do nothing without, being calculated. They had their lies in a row. Like he's benching out on cocaine and he went through my pocket. So I killed him. Right. Why was y'all having a sleepover? Well, that's not your business. She said, Tiasha said Jeezy said he has a problem that his wife he has a problem that his wife's mother wants to just have his daughter doing their Asian customs only. That's another thing though. What do you expect?
Hey, remember I said that?
Yep, you have.
They was into it. They was talking about on the news how they was into it about the way they was raising their kids. And I said that's one thing about interracial relationships. You know what I mean? Different races usually have different cultures, which means it just might become a problem on how that child is raised and the beliefs and stuff that that child is instilled in that child.
Right. And you don't know how heavily traditional her parents are. They might be hardcore. Like, no, we don't want her no fried chicken. No, chicken kangaroo roll. I know
No,
that's
that's
racist.
racist as fuck, man.
That was racist.
No, I got a Korean auntie. That shit ain't cool.
Shout out to your auntie. You John, check out that John Blaze for you.
Motherfuck you, KB.
Remember that Friday? I got that John Blaze for shit for you.
Well, I guess they won't be watching the show no more.
Right. Sayonara. No, I don't listen.
No, that's
Anybody
ain't
can
that
get it
Mexican,
on
bro?
already. I love Korean food. I love Asian food. I love Mexican food. You know what I'm saying? You know, I seen
What they
two
got?
Mexican dudes playing basketball on the court. I drove by and said, "Look, wine on wine."
That's like the Mexican. What was that? Scientist on
Right? You
TV or
said that
some shit.
Mexico don't even. You
So I
said
ain't never seen the
Mexico
Mexican
got science.
scientist
You
on
never
no
met a
motherfucking
Mexican
TV.
scientist before. Like what type of shit?
I ain't never heard of no Mexican scientist. I've heard of Cuban
There are
scientists.
Mexican scientists. Totally
Well,
disregarded their UFO evidence. Listen, I want people to know this is the last thing. This is the last thing, and I'm gonna let y'all go. Okay, hip hop 50th anniversary. And we've had this conversation on here a bunch of times about our music and the messages and who should be held accountable. And I always argue because I believe in free speech. And I always say, well, no, we can't blame that on hip hop and all this. But there's this brother named D1. D1, he's a rapper. And he undressed these dudes, Rick Ross and Jim Jones. I'm not a Jim Jones fan. I don't really understand why Jim Jones is right. Like he's a Kardashian rapper. He's just famous for being famous. I don't think he's lyrical. But what is their subject? He got on Rick Ross and them about how y'all this old still promoting messages of drugs and murder in our community. Like, how is it that he called it cognitive dissonance?
Yeah.
And he said, you know, at this point, there should be way more subject matter to what y'all doing. Y'all got money, y'all got influence. At this point, you shouldn't be driven by the machine because you have enough money to create your own machine. And they dissed him, especially Jim Jones. Jim Jones went to talk about I'm my cousin, them gonna beat your ass and all this. And I'm like, he made y'all look stupid. Now, look, I love some rough rap as well as anybody else, but I do think that you do have a social responsibility to really evolve in your message. And their music is still about, when you listen to them, this is what it's about. It's still about cocaine, it's still about selling dope and women, and it's crazy.
Hey, and not only that, man, but I don't think it was no disrespect in it at all. You know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I critique your music?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Why can't I critique it? Why can't I say what I think about it? And even our message, because he was talking about Meek Mill, like, dog, you supposed to be, you want some positive shit at one moment, talking about prison reform, and I was behind you. I bought up a bunch of your shoes and passed them out. You know what I'm saying? And now here you is again glorifying killing motherfuckers, your own community and shit. Killing a nigga at a red light. You know what I'm saying?
And he, like, when they went at him and said, you know, who are you? You're nobody, and what have you done? And he ran down his list of, I've done all of this. Everything from book drive to teaching school to being a college professor to doing giveaways in the community to mentoring kids to all of the big name rappers he's you know worked with. And I said, damn, dude, is killing them, because at our age, it should be a moment of reflection for you to say, all right, look, okay, let me talk about some real, because I haven't heard any of them make a real song. It's all about you know, debauchery. So yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And I think rappers, if you is still rapping, you know what I mean, your music should change. like I know you don't like Jay-Z much, but you know what I mean, his music, his lyrical content changed. You know what I'm saying?
I don't understand why you keep saying that. I don't understand why you keep saying that.
I don't know, man. I just get that vibe, man. I just get that vibe off of you, man. Like you don't like him much. But I'm okay. Okay, well, I'll retract it. I'll retract
Reasonable Doubt is in my top 5 albums of all time.
Right. But you don't like none of the other ones.
He got some spots here and there where he does. I love the 444 album.
You don't like him much.
I don't like all of his shit.
You didn't like him.
You kind of did say. I know you don't. Okay.
Well, you don't like him much. but all of my point is, you know what I mean. The music gotta evolve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean. You gotta grow up, man. Mm-hmm. You can't be 40 years old still thinking like you was 20.
This is true.
You know what I'm saying? And you got kids. Y'all got kids and shit. Motherfuckers looking up to you. Jim Jones responded just like a motherfucker thought he would. You know what I mean? And then what's sad is you hear him saying, this is how I made my music since a long time ago. This is how I've been doing it. So this is what I gotta keep doing. Man, stop that shit. That's his whole point.
Well,
you know, they say most music is related to a spirit. So you dig, if they trapped under that same particular type of mojo spirit type, you know, is all trapped under that same type of spirit, hey, he gonna keep on doing the same thing.
Right. Well, it's kind of productive. And I'll tell you what, wasn't at one point he involved heavily with 6ix9ine? And there were some accusations that he was working with the people too. Like, come on, bro. Like once again, if I got a partner that's my age and our age, and nobody on our show is like trying to relive their youth. I think we're all of us as old as we are, we like, nah, I'm good though. I don't wish to be 25 no more. I really don't. And at this point, I've evolved, right? Like, and we've even talked about some of the classic rap that I used to listen to back in the days. I wouldn't even put that on now because it creates this kind of energy. Like I said, I used to love Gangsta Nip, right? I used to love Gangsta Nip. I used to drive around bumping him. You're not gonna see me pull up bumping Gangsta Nip now, just because when I listen to it now, I'm like, why the fuck was I listening at that shit?
I don't even feel comfortable listening to him no more.
I mean, it's just, I mean, you know, I love the Ghetto Boys, but I don't want to hear Mind of a Lunatic now. I want to hear you talking about looking through the window finna rape a chick. Like, I play another song. Mike says, Kev, you wrong, Sean. You only speaking up for the Asians because you built like one. Damn.
Damn.
You're built like an Asian. Mike,
wow.
Sean. I hope you heard that loud and clear.
Man, fuck you, man. Listen, okay, all right. I'm gonna fuck Mike
up. What's his Jay-Z song? Come on, nobody wins when the family beefs. What is it?
Right, family feud shit.
That type of shit, right? She said he made them look super silly, and Jim Jones responded, proving his point. Absolutely.
Yeah,
he did, and that's what I'm saying. When I seen his response to it, I'm like, what am I supposed to think? You some kind of real high-powered gangster though? Because if you was, you wouldn't be online doing this.
Right.
You'd have went to see that man personally and said, "Yo, I talked to dude. We already talked. That ain't y'all business, but you doing it for the gram, as they say. You a YouTube gangster, and he might be real gangster in real life, but we'll find out in a few years when he get indicted." Ace says it's low vibrational music when you talking about trapping and killing. If you can do it in a beautiful way, I applaud it. Like I really do. If you could do it in a way where it's artistic.
Yeah, I think you got to do it in a teaching way now. When you get older, it's like, look, man, I've been through that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't cool. I'm here to tell you now it ain't worth it. You know what I mean? I did this, I did that, so I had to go do this, I had to go do that. You know what I mean? It's got to be in the teaching mode now. Because I always say the teacher that I want to learn from is the teacher that either do the shit they teaching about or been through the shit they teaching about.
I like when Killer Mike said on Scientists and Engineers, and he said, I used to be dope with the Dylan, but that got a ceiling. Right? Like you got to go and listen to what he says on that song. Like, I used to be dope with the Dylan, but that got a ceiling. Like, and he's talking about, I had to switch up my game And that's why now I can talk about what's going on in the streets, but I'm not going to big up it. I'm not going to endorse it. I'm gonna talk about it for what it is. Eagle Eye said it could be the trees, but why it seemed like Sean Forever driving? He said, laugh my ass off. Buddy driving through the whole show. Milwaukee ain't that big. You 100% right. Sean is on his way to Racine or something, right? Like he's driving around and shit. Just happy
I
to
went
be
to pick my son up. I had to drop him off. And like I said, I'm doing work and shit, man. You know what I mean? I'm driving around seeing what I see.
Well, he was just smoking a joint, so I can understand why you're probably driving like 15 miles per hour on the freeway.
No, I'm not, brother.
You drive giraffe ass on the moon.
I thought we wasn't doing no snitching.
Oh, you right. Well, I'm a citizen. I'm not even
by you though.
I'm a citizen. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm not even by you though.
Huh?
I'm not on your block or nothing.
I know, but you might hit somebody I know. Dion, hit me back. I gotta get Dion. Dion, is you on the line? I thought I had Dion on the line. Let me. Tiasha said, "Kamar, Kevin doesn't care for Kanye. Real, are you meditating? You're nice and quiet tonight, flower child of the earth."
Oh no, Kev don't. He can't stand Kanye.
I do not fuck with Kanye West.
I got that one. Hey, I know I got that one right.
That one's on point. I do not like Kanye West. You are absolutely correct in that. I don't, and I will say that Jay-Z is Kanye got some music that I like. I just don't like him. Right. I don't like him, and I don't even know him. I just don't like him. Right. You say you a hater, whatever. Hey, Mike says, Sean, you've been saying that since we was the same height, big homie. He ain't got tall. Dion, did we get Dion on the line? Let me see if I don't want, because Dion will be mad, man. Dion will be
on that new phone system you got.
You waited until something happened. You a nigga hater. My Uncle Larry used to say you was a nigga hater. You a nigga hater. That's what he used to always call cats who said anything about what he wanted to do. Don't be a nigga hater. Dion, hit us back, man, because I got to get you on before we get off, and we're gonna be wrapping it. So Dion, oh shit, little homie, hope I ain't hang up on him. Hold on.
You did.
No, I didn't. He's still on hold on that bullshit.
My bad.
Sean, man, with friends like you, man, I'm telling you, who really needs an enemy?
You well covered, motherfucker.
Dion, what's popping, man? Why am I not getting Dion on the line? Something is wrong. I don't know. Must be your phone, Dion. It ain't mine. Because I'm on my shit's on point. I don't know what's going on. Let's see if we can get him on before we disappear. I think the conversation about what's being said to our kids now is it's important that we have it. And I think somebody does have to take accountability and responsibility, because like I said, it depends on how you're telling this tale. Like, because as a person who survived, I could make up tall tales now and go and rap and talk about the glory part of it, but it would be so inaccurate because there was so much suffering and so much bullshit involved with what was actually going on.
And go over there.
So I believe the brother was right. I believe it was right to call them out. I believe that they should be called out more. And I like the point that he made about, well, it ain't about because that's what sells, because you at this point in your career, you should be able to have a platform in which you're secure financially. You ain't doing this for the money no more. It'd be like Stevie Wonder still singing what was his first song? Clap your hands just a little bit. He evolved. He went from that shit to all the way up to I just called to say I love you, right? Like, what if Stevie was still trying to sing Fingertips in 2023? Right? Or the Temptations still talking about my girl and shit. Like, bro, we didn't have Jodeci since then. Your sound got to evolve.
I think they cloned Stevie, bro.
Dion, hello. What's happening, Dion? What's good with you, bro?
Man, sliding through these Woody's neighborhood. They don't want no real nigga to get through the other real niggas, man. You already know how it is. How you guys doing tonight, man? Just sitting back listening to you. I see little buddy had a prom early, man. On the real, the only thing I can tell that nigga is try to get out of town, and he gonna have to take that shit in his own hands. You know, I hate when I see niggas try to put pressure on niggas, and you know, niggas be trying to leave that street life alone, though. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, we already know what that leads to, though. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. Hopefully, them white folks would do something, get that boy up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't need to be putting pressure on nobody like that. Because sometimes, you know, I know niggas that want street niggas, but you know, niggas got on them and they turned them niggas to street niggas, and then them niggas was terrorists. They was murderers. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes, you know, we all got it in us, but it's like a cancer cell. We want to leave that hawk dormant. Because I know I definitely got it in me, but I just ain't got that time in me though. I'm 45 years old. They slapped me with a dub. They might as well go on and just dig me a grave right there in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? You know, motherfuckers just sitting out here, man. Hey, you ain't never lied though. Motherfucker just sitting out here just taking it easy, man, as always, you know, just trying to make it. You know, I might be jumping on that highway this Friday, be heading down to Greenwood, Mississippi. Kev, you want to ride with me, man?
I'm cool. I got
You better be careful.
No, because I'm about to. We're putting together Trigger Happy TV. I'm actually be at Prolific Arms. I'm gonna be at Prolific Arms, and hopefully I can get Eagle Eyes with me and the brother Eddie Silas, and we're gonna do Trigger Happy TV. That's the next People's Network. You know, fruit on the tree. The next branch is gonna be Trigger Happy TV. Well, this is about being a black man and being a legal, responsible gun owner. And so this is gonna be a show for my fellow gun heads, like cats who you know can appreciate you know a firearm. And it's gonna really be about your rights, your responsibilities. It's gonna be about you know what calibers and models and makes and reviews, and we gonna put some paint where it ain't when it comes to the gun conversation for Black Americans, for foundational Black Americans. So yeah, I'm gonna be hanging out with Ed this weekend, and I told him I'm gonna come to the store, but he might be doing a convention because Ed does these conventions too. I might roll with him to the convention if he's going to the convention, but I'm definitely gonna be rocking with Ed this weekend. So because I was supposed to go out to the store last week, so that's what I'll be doing this weekend.
That's America's nightmare right there. They don't want to see black men. They don't want to see black men armed up, man. I sure wish I ain't had that alphabet behind my name. Because I got a little money, man. You know what I'm saying? I have some shit out here to knock a plane out the sky. No cap, for real. I ain't even lying to you. I got that money, though. I got that money, man. When you got that money, you supposed to be able to have some shit. Because when them boys come knocking, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, you just want to be on their ass, though, you know. But maybe we can help in other ways, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it's going to come sooner or later, man. Like, these white folks going crazy, man. I ain't lying to you, man. You be seeing what they be doing in them southern states down there in Florida, Ron DeSantis. They just trying to wipe black folks' history off the face of the earth. And my thing is this, though. You know, that's why I be so mad when I be hearing people, they want us to go out there and vote for Joe Biden. Like I said, man, I ain't never voted a day in my life. I probably never wouldn't. I don't believe in the political system. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's rigged. I think it's rigged. But one thing I do understand about the political system, see, a lot of people, black people don't understand, we always looking for them to do something for us. It's not about equality. It's about policy. So we got to look at some of the policies that these white folks are trying to set in place that's going to affect our everyday life. And these people are insane. I don't even know where these people come from. Like, don't get me wrong. Ronald Reagan, we'll go all the way back to Nixon. Nixon, Ronald Reagan, goddamn, the first Bush, the second Bush, them white folks. But these new Republicans, I don't know what's wrong with these people. And what I see is going to happen is they're going to tear the fabric of the United States apart because they are dividing us. And if they keep with this racist shit dividing us with this with these racist rhetorics, is gonna divide us. And then they also empower these hunkies. You feel what I'm saying? Because the white man been feeling like their rights been infringed upon and this, that, and other. You know how they think. Well, niggas just taking my jobs and the Mexicans coming over here and this, that, and the other. And you know that's empowering them with this rhetoric. And if they keep doing it, they're going to tear the fabric of this United States apart, and it's going to be something like we ain't never seen before. You understand what I'm saying? And we're gonna live to see it because it's happening. It's happening. The only thing I just be hating about us is that they instill that fear in us, that Stockholm syndrome in us, where we're scared, even though it might be more of them than it is of us, and they have the law on their side. But it has to be some way that we're gonna have to fight these people, man. You know what I'm saying? See, that's the whole thing. Like I tell people all the time, the tentacles of white supremacy has enveloped itself around the world. So it's hard to get away from something like that. But what's gonna happen is this is gonna be little insurgent groups. And it's not gonna be like white versus black, because some of the white people, you know, them motherfuckers mad. They had took the abortion rights away, and some of them white folks mad too. You know, everybody mad. And it's just real dangerous out here. It's not a melting pot, it's a keg of dynamite waiting to explode. And Sean, you know, I definitely feel you on that, bro. Because I'm leaving Friday, and I'm gonna make it down to Mississippi around like maybe 1 or 12 or 1 o'clock. Because and then, you know, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd be scared coming through those backwood towns, though.
You
know what I'm saying? Me out there, I'm traveling by myself, too. So I'm going to try to stay on Interstate 55 and try to get down there. Because when I come back Sunday, I'm leaving at 7 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, though, you know what I'm saying? So that is frightening to be out there alone on that road, coming through those back roads, knowing them hunkies down in Mississippi. You know, them southern states, they still be having that BS going on. And Mississippi was something real special, though. Real special, though. But, you know, I'm listen to you guys. What you say, Sean?
They still down there lynching people, man. You know, shit, be careful.
Hell yeah, they still down there lynching. Hell yeah, they still down there lynching people. You know what I'm saying? They are definitely lynching them. You know, I'm going down there for a funeral. Or a friend of mine died. You know, I hate that he passed away, and I've been wanting to go see him. But, you know, I didn't know that he had he was battling such a severe battle with cancer, and he succumbed to it. But, you know, yeah, though. So if I could get halfway, like, through the other part of it, I won't be too frightened for myself. But, yeah, I'm going to try to get up out of here, though. The killing part about it coming through Illinois is the hard part, though. You know what I'm saying? Illinois, from here to Illinois, that's 7 hours long before you even hit Missouri.
Long ass.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a long, man. Yeah, it's long. But, you know, I'm going to sit back and finish listening to you guys, man. Hey, Sean, you be careful out there, too. Bull, you keep up the good work. Real, you keep up the good work. Kev, you keep providing us with this platform, with this outlet for us to come on here and vent. And whoever that young man was, I hope him and his mom be safe, man. And, you know, if push come to shove, if he ain't no felon, he just got to arm himself up and just do what he got to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. I'd rather be judged any day than carried by 6. You feel what I'm saying? So that's just how that law. That's just how that law gonna have to go. But hopefully it won't come to that, though. You know, maybe. But sometimes, you know, you just gonna have to just up and move, man, just to try to avoid conflict. Sometimes they say the bigger man is the man that walk away, and I had to learn that in my lifetime, because, you know, we men and we be like, man, I'll blow your motherfucking brains out your head, nigga, kill everybody. I kill the last seed that you got on your motherfucking family tree. But at the end of the day, you sitting up in Wall Pond and Bosqueville with all that time, somebody and rams your girl out here, and you up in there, you ain't gonna never get no coochie. I ain't gonna lie, coochie keep you out of prison, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Ooh, my girl got some big old legs, too. I couldn't.
Boy, here we go.
Out here, and then, these women out here, and you talking about going to prison? What? Man,
I got a real Dion in, because Dion said, "Woo!" Once he go, "Woo!"
That's it. It's over.
Niggas better stop playing. Yeah, niggas. I moved to another state before I let these niggas trick me off out these streets, and I'm up in there around all them hard legs, boy. Because ain't nothing like when that girl, she about to take them drawers off.
There we go.
Everything
Here we go. I told you.
Here we go.
I'm going.
Right,
man.
man.
All right, look.
Hey, Dion got a straight truck driver's mentality too. He just raunchy. Just take them drawers off.
Can I say something, KB?
What's that?
So, you know, he was talking about, you know, what we got to do and how we got to fight this, right? You know, man, honestly, man, we got to approach this economically. You know what I mean? We got to start withholding our dollars.
Wait, how is it daytime where you're at now? Because all of a sudden it's light now.
I'm in a parking garage, motherfucker. Don't worry about that. You all, damn it, bro. You look, you thinking about the
all
wrong
the way
shit.
to Europe. You drove. Go ahead.
No, yeah, we got to fight this economically, man. We got to start with withholding our dollar and shutting their dollars down. Right?
Absolutely.
We got to start affecting commerce, man. I got some shit brewing. You know what I mean? I'll be reaching out to people. But this time, shit got to be fought right.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
there have
absolutely.
to be goals implemented. You know what I mean? You can't just be walking and keep on walking with no destination. Your motherfucking feet gonna get tired, right? But if we can fight that type of war, we can start to go somewhere, man. So yeah,
so check this out. Let me close my chat room. Eagle Eye says Trigger Happy TV, fire, of course. It's gonna be dope, y'all. I can't wait. He said we locked and loaded, black gun ownership. Oh man, absolutely every day. She said he was deaf. Tiarsha's talking about the D1. She says he's definitely right. They too old to be rapping about garbage. Don't they see this trial Young Thug or whatever his name is going through now because of his lyrics? Or I mean, maybe they just need to look at their own communities, right? And I'm not saying I don't know what level of philanthropy they're involved in, but I just think it's stupid. You're right, Eagle. Eagle Eyes, we locked and loaded for this, man. It's gonna be a beautiful ride. He said, I don't want nothing from the system. We just need to unite and build our own, like Black Wall Street, but this time with guns. Let's get some guns this time, right? They're gonna have to bring the jets in. He said fear got us enslaved. Tiarsha said he's trying to take away from the black people history in Florida. Now he's getting investigated for fraud. Good job. What does Shabak always say? And I want to make that perfectly clear. The dump, as in human shit. Shout to Shabak. I want to make that perfectly clear. He said in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they had fighters, but it wasn't enough and was outnumbered. It's very important for the black community to bear arms. Get trained up and stay ready. We are the #1 targets in America. Salute. Unity is worth more than money. A said in my Bernie Mac voice, that brother be buying coochie by the pound. Listen, we got to get out of here. It's Outlaw Radio. I wish I could do this all night, but they're not paying me. So I got to get up and go to the plantation in the morning. I want everybody to keep their head on a swivel. Stay informed, man. Filter your information. Vet your candidates. Look around. Look around at your circle. Look at your immediate circle. Look and see if the individuals that you rock with are of like mind. Because if they're not, more often than not, then it's an uneven pairing, right? If I'm progressive and you're regressive, then we stay stuck in the middle. It is entirely paralysis by analysis. So what we have to do is make sure we start connecting with individuals, not of the same mind, but of like mind. That means you don't have to agree with everything I say, but I should be able to find some relativity in the things that you say. And I should be able to say, you know what, you're right. And if you rocking with people who can't give you perspective or help you improve your perspective or give you more clarity, then you rocking with the wrong people. That was my daddy. Rest in peace to Reverend Barnes, who used to say, Reverend Lee Barnes, who used to say, if you the smartest person in the room, you in the wrong goddamn room, right? Know about it, man. Check us out Wednesday night. When we come back, we're going to do a show called Watch Your Mouth Wednesday night. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be a good look, man. It's a lot to talk about. So check us out Wednesday night for Outlaw Radio. Watch your mouth. Be on the lookout for Trigger Happy TV. Get down to the Sherman Phoenix and to the House of Vitality. Get with Rel, his frequency on TikTok. Sean Moore is out here. If you see somebody in duress and need help, please direct all inquiries towards him. And like I said, share the show, man. That's all I can really ask for you to do is share the show, right? Like I think everything has to start with a conversation and go from there. But we shouldn't be still talking at the end of the day. Words should lead to actions. And I believe action should lead to words too, because once we do have action, we can turn around and tell people how we did it. So see how this thing does what it needs to do. You need to be around people whose criticism of the community does not outweigh their contribution to it. Because if you are around those type of individuals, both of y'all is coons. I'll see y'all Wednesday night.
Peace.